but
now that stream is
but you said I'm
started.
wrong. How was I wrong? What was I wrong about? I'm asking you what you. There's something to be wrong about. I'm asking you what you meant.
What a solid start to stream, by the way. Okay, so.
So yeah, can you explain?
So what Kamui was wrong about is he thinks that he did something that he didn't do, based on what I was explaining that I haven't yet explained, and of which so he's only gone wrong in the other way as well, because he listed two options, but he believes he only listed one, so he's wrong on two different fronts there. So the two options, Kamui, that you listed were you're going to walk away, and I was going to let you know if I can't hear you anymore, was the first option. And then the second option that you presented, that you actually did, as opposed to your first option, was asking if I can still hear you, of which so my answer was a yes. Those were two different options presented.
Well, they were presented as options. It was so to explain that again. That wasn't present.
You presented the first option, and then you did the second option.
I see what you're. Well, no. So I see what you're trying to say, but those two questions aren't presented as options. If you're going to say options, it would be like the "Can you hear me?" or "Not." Those are the two options. What I instead did there was just no. But I did no. Don't come up on this one. What I essentially did was I vetoed the first question. I retconned it into a new question because you hadn't said anything. You never said, I don't hear you anymore. So I just said, can you? I was like, screw it. Can you still hear me? This is the new question. That's what I did. So those weren't options.
Miss Ann, we need some help on this. So if you could.
No, so again, like, if the options would be like yes or no, or can you hear me or not, those are options. But the first question versus the second question, that wasn't. I can see why you're framing it this way, but they were not. They were not two different options. It was just never mind. I'm just asking you now. Can you still hear me? Because it would be valuable information for me. Because the reason why I ask is so obviously, if I go downstairs, I'll get the wireless mic and all. But if I just go in the hallway to do laundry or fucking brush my teeth or go to the bathroom, I'm just going to see if you can hear me without me doing anything, because that just makes it actually so convenient. Since this is now in my room.
No, I understand the reasoning behind the idea in the first place. But Kamui,
I know, but again, they weren't options.
Well, you replace it with whatever noun you want, whether it's avenue or path or whatever you want there in place of options. But the idea still gets across the same. In which case, I don't think that should be the scrutiny.
They're not two diverging paths. It's just I cut off the first thing entirely because you hadn't said anything, which technically would be the answer.
Kamui, I was getting to that. Me. So to answer why I hadn't said anything. First of all, you kept talking. There was not a long enough pause in between for me to give my answer. And part B of that, it's two things. Because that's the first thing. The second thing is, because you kept talking, which only leans credence towards the first option, not the second option, I'm going to stick with that option word, because you understand what it means at this point anyway. So if you want to scrutinize that one part of it, then that tells you that's the weakest part of it to scrutinize. So there you go. But the reason you kept talking...
I was going to skip over that to something else.
The reason you kept talking is so that I could... let you know if I could like gradually hear you fade out or whatever. So then I would say something, but because I didn't say it, the answer to the first option was self-evident. Yes, I could continue to hear you.
This is what I was going to jump to. That would be correct. However, my Wi-Fi's been bad lately, so I was thinking, screw all that, because what if you couldn't hear any of it? So I might as well just say, can you hear me from here? So...
that would be very.
I just figured it wasn't worth doing the test that way, because otherwise, yeah. I mean, I understood that there would be value into the locking away part, but like because of my Wi-Fi, that may or may not cut on me halfway through at some point. Because it's a weird, like on my phone, for the last week, I've been unable to send Snapchats or Discord messages without switching to my data. But on my laptop, it's working on one of the Wi-Fis, but not the other. It's so weird. Everything's been weird.
Interesting. So,
yeah,
understandably,
it's just all been one big mess.
understandably, the Wi-Fi thing is brand new information, and information I was not
I know,
working with at the time from my
Like,
perspective.
again, I preface it by saying I understand why you're saying what you are. I'm
Okay.
just saying we're retconning the questions.
You know
They
what,
weren't
Kamui?
options.
My compromise is that we're both correct.
That's fine, but well, no, CC. My thing is really the choice of options. They weren't. I wasn't presenting you two different options. I was just saying, this is what we're doing. He said, never mind. This is what we're doing instead.
Whoa, wait. Well, let's not frame it because there was no never mind word in between the
I know. No, you didn't hear never
unless
mind.
you're
But
gonna
the
say it was
meaning,
Wi-Fi.
the action was never mind. The action was never mind.
Well, to be fair, Kamui, based on
And
the
actions
action,
speak louder than words.
but Kamui, the
Oodie,
action
words
was
cut deeper than any blade, but actions speak even louder than words.
well, Kamui, the action would lean more likelihood towards option 1 until the very end, where it's obvious that it's option 2 because option 2 is embedded at the very end. But leading up to the option 2.
That's when the switch occurred. When I presented, well, that wasn't an option. Again, that's just when there was a switch, but they weren't options. At no point was they giving you a choice.
Yeah, the switch where
If
there
you want
was
to say there
zero
were
time in
options on my
between.
end, like I had the options, I'll give. That's my compromise. They were options for me, but they were never options for you. You didn't get a choice.
Miss And, I have a question for you.
Was she the guest you were referring to?
Wait, what? Oh, well, Kamui, to
Who
answer
was
your
the guest you
question,
were referring to?
To answer your question, Kamui, if you look in the general chat, so the reason I said that
recent or far, like I don't know at what point to look.
the Walky Talky most recent message. So the reason, Kamui, I said that
So I don't know if
if
it's
you
my
see
Wi-Fi
their
or
name,
yours, but you are a robot for me.
Well, Miss Ann, I'm assuming that it's his Wi-Fi because he's roboting for me too. Well, Miss Ann, which one of us sounds like the robot?
Which one of you has a what?
Is the
it's
robot?
It's me, probably, because mine went
probably him.
Red to green. Yeah, I told you.
I cannot understand. Sorry, I have no idea what you're saying.
Maybe it's Miss Ann.
Still?
Well,
Wait,
no, like
on.
I have my volume all the way up, but.
But then, who is the pro?
I heard who is the pro, and then you got cut off.
Well, to be fair, I don't think Kamui got cut off on that one. I think he just laughed halfway through saying that word.
I have no idea what the heck word you're trying to say.
What problem is the word, but now I'm not sure. Okay, well.
Miss Ann, how the heck are you?
I'm okay.
Did you visit Minnesota? Because that accent sure came through pretty strong there.
Yeah, Miss Ann, are you a Viking fan all of a sudden?
Definitely. Sure, we'll go with that.
Because that I'm okay really had a lot of snarfin' larpin' behind it.
My bad.
Well, Kamui, to answer your question, the guest of which, if you knew the name of, it's obvious why the answer would be an automatic yes.
If I can, because this is
okay. Well, maybe I'll just hold off on that for a second then. So, Miss
Ann,
just
because this is awful for me.
Miss Ann, back to you.
No.
Well, now that we got all that out of the way,
okay, I guess we can do actual topics.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been really bad at doing actual topics all stream for the past like 5 streams.
It's making me want to check and see if there's any like it is definitely intro pictures and intro topics our hearts want to do, but we probably shouldn't. We probably shouldn't though. Okay.
We shouldn't, but like at the same time, it's been so long since we've done them.
I know, but at the same time, it's been so long since we've done any Boruto topic.
Silly Goose, welcome.
And poor guy has been there for like an hour, by the way.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, now I feel bad. Well, Silly Goose?
Hello? Am I too loud?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in the stage the whole time.
I didn't. Well,
I didn't know either.
Is it, am I Too high? Too low? Am I good?
Yeah, you're pretty good.
If anything, you'd be slightly quiet.
Hello, hello, hello.
You're good.
That's good.
All right, cool.
Well, hello to you too.
I can turn on my camera, right?
You can.
If you want.
Hey, there
Oh,
he
so
is.
my camera's all messed up. Okay. You guys see me, right? That's all that really matters right now.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for
What's
having me.
up?
Appreciate it. Glad to be here. What do you guys want to talk about? That barbecue stuff was kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie. The kanji stuff is Q the favorite Japanese like American letter that we have. I think so. I think they would like it a lot.
It was probably the least important conversation we've ever had, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I was digging on it. I was kind of like
meaningful.
I was intrigued on how deep you guys were going into it. I was like, I never once gave into those thoughts, you know what I mean? But now that we're in the conversation, I was kind of like, why do they do it that way? And why is that menu holder there if they don't have the menu there?
Right?
I was just kind of like, what's going on with that? But anyways.
I think Silly Goose is our #1 guest to have for intro topics, Oodie, because you will love our intro topic.
Sounds good to me, yeah. Well, going in depth on the least important things is the Walky Talky way, so I'm glad that you appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, no
Cool.
problem.
Okay. So, now that Kamui has invoked the intro topic, going to topic, so let's okay. So here's an interesting one. Which one is the best? The Naruto anime, Naruto manga, Boruto anime, or Boruto manga? What do you think, Mr. Silly Goose?
I'm gonna give it to the Naruto anime. I mean, just the visuals of it, I think are really nice. Obviously, it's a little bit obviously like the pages are moving. Obviously, it's colorful and it's nice, and I think a lot of people are introduced to Naruto that way through the anime. He's very bright and colorful and they also stylistically they just change things from like what was originally like in the manga, like everybody was saying the Rasengan was originally orange and like some of the drawings and some of the art styles that they made. And then when they did the anime, they just made it blue for whatever reason. I like that. That's like a style change that I enjoyed. And that's why I like the Naruto more. Naruto manga, obviously goated. Like I would have loved to have been there in the time when it was just heat after heat after heat. I mean, you probably couldn't. It was probably straight to the magazines for those things. I can only imagine how hot that must have been off the press, and the gratification that came with like every single week, everybody picking it up and just being like, "Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? Is he gonna do this, or where are they gonna go with it next?" The Boruto anime, yeah, that's so far down the trash. I can't. There's too much filler, and that's the problem with doing it monthly. Is that and then straight into an anime pickup, especially over there. They started the manga in 2016, and then by then they only had like a few chapters, and they already got picked up by Shueisha or no, whatever the TV is over there in Japan. I forget the name of it, but they picked it up, and they were like, "Oh, this is because they had just ended the Naruto anime in 2016, and they had just picked up Boruto, and they were like, "Oh, we'll pick that up and we'll put it onto the show, and then we'll let you guys like cook. We'll let you guys cook a little bit and build up the months." And that's why in episode like 60, whatever, that's when the anime starts to like really get into the good stuff. That's when it starts to go to the Chunin exam arc and things like that. And they obviously touched on the light novels and whatnot that they had previously made, and that's how you get the academy school and everybody like training and becoming genin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the Boruto manga, man, I was initially just like such a hater of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. I was like, this doesn't need to exist. This shouldn't be here. And I found myself like talking about Boruto a lot, and I was just like, bro, this sucks. What is he doing? Like, they shouldn't have done this. This was a waste of time. He's not even like releasing it weekly. It's boring. It's only exciting because of Naruto and Sasuke. And then I found myself talking about it so much that I was just kind of like, I should just start a channel like hating on it. You know what I mean? And then as I sat on that for a while, and then eventually Naruto Next Generations was coming to an end, and that's when Kishimoto started writing. That's when he started putting it he started taking creative control back, or Ikimoto was there, obviously leading it, but he came back and he started writing those final chapters or whatnot. And that's when the story started cooking really well. And I was like, oh, hold on. Let's see what they got. And I was watching all the other anime videos on YouTube. Yep, those are my videos. Yeah. that was that was some of the early YouTube thumbnail days when obviously I was just starting out. I was just trying it. I was like, well, let's just put a picture of whatever the covers are and throw them on there. Yeah, that Sarda one haunts me. That red line at the top of it. Oh my gosh, that bothers me. And then those were not my best works. But anyways, I started talking about Boruto more and more and more. And then I was just like, screw it, I'll just make a channel about it. And I'm pretty sure chapter 14 was where I started. I had just like, you know what, that's enough. I'm tired of like just having the ideas in my mind. I'm just going to put them out on the YouTube channel, and it's going to be extremely low budget. It's going to be extremely just like not planned out or thought out like a lot of the other channels are. Obviously they're more scripted, and they have it like, they have like the visuals from the anime and stuff playing. So that way it's kind of like, it's kind of flashy, but it's not, you know what I mean? But it's mostly scripted, and they mostly talk about it and give their ideas, like channels like Naruto Explained and stuff like that. They do really great work. But that's why I was kind of like, if they can do it, I can do it. So I just started putting out those stuff. So anyways, the Boruto manga has greatly grown on me. I enjoy it a lot more than the Boruto anime, and that's why I think it's just better. But anyways, Naruto anime, Naruto manga, Boruto manga, and then we'll put down the Boruto anime at the bottom.
Okay, interesting. I love how you also incorporated your own introduction as well during you know.
Yeah, my bad.
Save me the segue. So yeah, that's who you are. What I love about your channel, and by the way, I'm pretty sure I was like one of the first people to be recommended to your channel, because I've been here for like a year or whatever on your channel. It's been fun to watch your channel, because your channel, if anything, if you know Mystic Iceman, you probably don't, but he's another small YouTuber that sometimes covers Boruto as well. But I was talking to the Silly Goose when I was specifying that. But we do, yeah. We do, Kamui. Yes, you're right. we do.
Yeah.
but it's cool, because unlike someone like Kamui or me, who's going to put out like a 6-hour deep dive into everything there is to talk about, everything on some particular topic, or someone like Naruto Explained, who's going to do like a 10 to 15, maybe 30-minute video on like the compilation of like all these different ideas for like a theory from all these different angles. I like your videos because it's a lot more personable, of being like, even the most recent videos are like 1 to 2, maybe 3 minutes long, talking on some really hyper specific niche topic or theory from the latest chapter. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of genius. Because instead of like, because Kamui, imagine like one part of your video, it's just like a video on its own, and that's like all of these videos. It's cool because it's like really personable. It's like,
the problem is the way I do my video. I can't accept that.
Exactly. But it's like, oh, this is cool because this is bite size. I do have time for this, and by being as short as it is, that's how you know it's more like of a passionate thing, because it's like, it's like, okay, you can just talk on this thing. So it's like, there you go. I don't know. That's why I always like liked this style. I thought it was like really cool idea just to take this, because it's like, it also just allows you to fully flesh out a single thing as its own standalone video. Like, oh,
Kobu's talking with Mitsuki. Let's make a video on just solely, independently, that on its own. It's like, okay, cool. I like that. It's like, yeah, okay. It also opens room to have a community discussion on each specific part of a chapter, which is also really cool because all the comments will be about only that, rather than, oh, I liked this chapter, but they're not saying anything about the chapter, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. That was kind of like that was the goal. I definitely wanted it to be. I didn't. What I really like about longer channels is that they give you so much in depth. You know what I mean? That I really enjoy. I really like, and I just posted that video while I was waiting. He's so weak. Kawaki is weak sauce.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. That was kind of the idea. Was that I may not be able to like extend a certain topic or talk so much in depth about any one thing, but I might be able to like pick apart each and every single page that they do release out until the next chapter releases, and I can go a little bit more in depth that I do with my my chapter releases or my chapter reviews. And I always try my best to figure out like what's a good standard to rank these chapters on, you know what I mean? I have like a rating scale that kind of like gives each part like 2 points, and based on those 2 points I'll just rank them. But yeah, again, I was just like, I don't want to be too long-winded because it's hard enough to get people's attention, and I felt like I could pick apart one chapter 1,000 ways until they do the next release. And so I was just kind of like over and over and over again just trying to figure out like, and there have been times where I've run out of things to talk about and I'm just like, what am I going to put out today? Just like constantly thinking about it. But once the new chapter releases, it's like a fresh start, and it's like finally new content to work with, and I really enjoy that.
No, I think it works because if anything, I feel like you do cover it pretty extensively, like every part of the chapter, because it does feel like you have videos pretty much every single day. And in fact, by doing it in this format, it makes it a lot easier to do daily videos as well. So I think it works out. And again, it keeps it concise and to the point to talk on a specific thing, as opposed to like what me and Kamui do, where we'll just yap for like 5 hours straight before getting to even a single topic. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I like that stuff. You know what I mean? I really do. But I feel like sometimes it's like when I want to go deep diving, like into like anime or into Boruto or Jujutsu Kaisen or whatever else is out there, I feel like I just like, all right, I need to like hear what their opinion is, or like sometimes they'll rage bait you so far out there that I'll just kind of be like, I need to hear what they're talking about or what they're saying, just so that way I can be like, what are you talking about? Like that argument doesn't work. But anyways,
yeah, there's none of that here. No rage bait. In fact, I think it's good because the topics that you're talking about are like straight and to the point. It's just asking a question or giving the theory, but it's not like giving your opinion in the title or anything, or the thumbnail. It's not doing anything crazy. But it's all like the important, like main, just big meat topics, if that makes sense. It's like the things that like, oh yeah, that makes sense why you would talk about this from the chapter. It's not like, oh, Kawaki's left pinky toe and this page is randomly bigger. It's like actually the most important thing
we've ever talked about. What do you mean?
Yeah,
honestly, like, I now that you mention it, I'm gonna make a video about that. His left pinky needs to be addressed.
Well, we've already done the video, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, a lot of these videos, just like looking at the title and thumbnail, obviously, it's like, of course, these are the best things to make videos on for the chapters. But yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best, but eventually I want to do a bit, bigger on the production. But right now, just focusing on trying to upload something daily that I know that I can like stay consistent on, and then eventually like expand on it. I obviously want to do like I want to do deeper dives into each character's like shinjutsu and kind of like explain that for audiences, because I mean, obviously there are videos about it out there, but I just feel like I have a way of like, I don't know, pushing that out there or talking about it that I want to go in depth on, but just waiting on the right amount of time to do it. And because I was thinking about putting out a video about Kashin Koji's Shinjutsu, the Prescience, or the 10 Paths, whatever you want to call it, the 10 Directions, whatever they called it. I was going to put a video talking about that Shinjutsu as I understood it, but then the chapter released and it was talking about he can only watch it at one time. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. Had I put that video out earlier, I obviously would have had to make another video talking about that and such, so much more, and on and on and on. So I feel like as the chapters release more, and this next upcoming chapter, they're probably going to talk about Prescience, or they're going to talk about Shinjutsus, or talk about Kashin Koji and Amado. I just feel like it was more beneficial to wait until the abilities kind of explained a little bit more and solidified. But you guys excited for the next chapter? I need to see what happens to Kashin Koji. Like, that is so interesting to me.
It's like a huge turning point.
Well, Oodie, we've never had a better segue to the 5 message long Koji talk.
Okay, perfect. Oh, real quick, I did want to say on this, the reason I post this actually wasn't for like people's opinions, though absolutely I'm totally down for everyone's opinions on this. But it was just, to be fair, it's a Daigo post, so obviously Daigo's community voted on it.
Daigo's audience, so...
Yeah, but
okay.
17K
Not surprised
votes
by the rankings.
I know, but 17K votes, you'd think that it would even out.
I'm more surprised that the Naruto anime was as close to the manga as it was for his audience.
Well, no, even considering its audience, I was baffled. Most people, the manga over the anime? This isn't just like, oh, come, keep on. You fought hell and high water.
It's Daigo's audience, though, because that's what Daigo likes best.
I know, but Kamui, tooth and nail to try and convince me the Izumo and Kotetsu pre-written exam scene was better in the manga than the anime. You had to go above and beyond to try for that one. And people are saying, as a whole, generally, the manga as an entire product is better than the anime? Really?
You're right.
Well,
yeah, that is crazy.
You gotta remember, though, because...
I definitely wouldn't have chosen that. But
Exactly.
hey, people from his channel like that. I'm happy that they're reading the pages themselves, appreciating that artwork.
First of all, the art's better in the anime, but ignoring that.
No, but think about how many videos Daigo's done of like what the manga did better than the anime, like times 30 times he's probably done this. So if you factor in, of course, these people like the. I mean, granted, I like the videos, but I still like the anime more. But like, if a lot of them just are agreeing with him, they might just be on the same train as him, just saying that it's better now. Like that could just be where they. I feel like it's not surprising for his audience to vote it this way.
Well, what isn't surprising is Boruto anime manga's at 1% and 3%.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Boruto manga got to 3%.
I know, that to me was just really, really funny. Again, Daigo, so that's the explanation. But it's so it's as low as it could be. That just works so perfectly for Daigo.
It's perfect.
That's so funny.
Why can't how long ago was this topic, bro?
But to answer your question, yes, we are excited for it. The next chapter.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, because like for the last 2 chapters have been our favorites for the favorite 2 chapters out of the last like 15. So if he keeps the train rolling, then I'm definitely going to be pretty happy with it.
For me, the Koji thing is one of those bigger story things rather than something that would fall into like a specific arc or like for an arc. It feels like more like addressing like the overarching story, having narrative progression towards an end conclusion in general, rather than just addressing arc by arc details, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely setting up what's to come next, because obviously Boruto and Sarda they've already made plans to do what they want to do next. And now that Kashin Koji's been pushed off to the side or is currently being held in a prison or held out in Amado's lab, it's going to be really interesting to see how how they confront that. You know what I mean? It's too many things are going to happen all at once. You know what I mean? Boruto and Sarada are gonna get caught by Code and thrown to the Shinju, and then Amado and Kawaki are holding Kashin Koji back, and then Ada's not even paying attention to what's going on over there. Inojin is kind of like sitting on standby, kind of nervously. I imagine Himawari is hopefully training, doing something. I think and Boruto's just waiting for any opportunity to just like jump and get after it. So I imagine it's gonna happen like cut back and forth like they usually do, where it's gonna be Kashin Koji, Amado, and Kawaki in the lab, and then it's gonna cut to Code or the Shinju doing something, and then it's gonna cut to Sarda probably getting found by Code or something or whatnot.
Yeah. It feels like
I'm scrolling through all this. We
it's
have
either
so many
619
topics
or
we have
618.
not done this month.
I
No,
know.
I'm just saying that I'm looking through. We have not done
I
so
know.
many topics
I
this month.
know, Kamui. I know. This is the worst month for us in terms of covering this chapter.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do this.
That's why I said the other day, like, we have like 10 days until the chapter comes out, and we have like 2 to 3 streams minimum that we need to do before.
And you didn't do anything.
I couldn't. But anyways, it feels like this this Koji thing, it feels like we've been in the status quo for a while, and this is shaking it up to where we don't know what the new status quo is going to be, but it feels like we can't return to what it has been. This is the turning point.
Absolutely. I just it's things have been going too well for too long, you know what I mean? Things have been looking so much into their favor that as of this moment it needs to switch. It needs to be Empire Strikes Back. It definitely needs to we have to see the Shinju succeed at something. For too long they've just been losing and things have been going too much in Boruto and
Well, then
everybody
we're gonna
else.
segue into that topic, Oodie. If we want to do that one again.
Very good.
To be fair, there's like 4 really long ones I put this month.
Yeah.
So I'll let you pick which one we're going to
Well,
start with.
we are here at the Koji Shutdown Code topic. Nice.
That's a different thing, whatever you're looking at. Well, we can read whatever I wrote here.
Okay.
This Koji Shutdown Code thing, if you want. This isn't the topic.
No, I know.
Koji's shutdown code doesn't require iris recognition, by the way. It's the only one that doesn't have this requirement. It is only voice activated. Code probably could do the transformation Shitsu voice copy method on Koji based on what we just saw. Or did Ikimoto just forget? Because it was a thing for Delta shutdown code, Kawaki shutdown code, Code's limiters removal. It all requires iris recognition and Amado's voice. And later on in Delta, they added Sumerang Katasuke as well. But
Okay, never mind.
Well, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say Sumire shut down Delta, but if her
but they added her ability to do so.
Yeah.
On, so. Yeah. So why didn't Koji? So if I was going out of his way to do this, why didn't he do it for Koji to begin with? Or conversely, why did he make it so hard to shut down everyone else? We just do this.
So my theory is that he had the shutdown code in everyone, in Boro and Code. The Code one is the one that matters because, well, he did maintenance on everyone. I think that's when he put in the shutdown code anyways. But the Code one matters because that means Amado, I'm not going to say he planned necessarily for everything to go exactly how it went.
No, I'm still on that bandwagon. He always planned to remove Code's limiter.
Exactly.
He was never in danger. He was never.
Exactly.
It's all part of his plan for Kawaki.
I agree.
Or whatever else.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Kawaki since, after Code arc, but ignore that.
But no, but again, well, regardless, we don't know. But regardless, I think he either still has or did originally have a plan with Code and plan to remove his limiters. Because, why wouldn't he put a shutdown code in Code? Why wouldn't he do that?
Exactly.
And even for GN, he's worried about people overthrowing him. Let Amado shut him down.
Well, Like what? What? He's gonna build Koji to take out Jigen, but not anyone to take out someone stronger than Jigen? Like, really?
Like, yeah, like if he's gonna put the code in Delta and Koji, and like keep in mind, as far as Jigen's concerned, just in reality, Delta was on Jigen's side. That wasn't anyone planning to betray him. And Amino either got away with doing it in secret or Jigen didn't care. The only one he said that Jigen wouldn't want is Kawaki because it was his vessel. Because it wasn't his vessel, so that it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah. And keep in mind,
it's no reason why he wouldn't matter.
if Code does have a shutdown code, this means that he's had one this whole time, including all of 2 Blue Vortex, which means whenever Code invaded the village, Amino could have just walked up to him, just waltz up to him in the street, just deactivate him right there on the spot. He could do it at literally any point in 2 Blue Vortex. Especially with this whole, like, Toad thing going on, that apparently you can just deactivate through the Toad. He could just deactivate Code literally whenever he wants, if he can just, like, track him.
Exactly. Now, I do think Ada and Damon are exceptions to this, which you could say is just because Amino hadn't developed shutdown codes yet back then in Kara's history.
Well, he thought they were destroyed
anyways. The big
anyways.
thing with Ada is that, like, Amino wasn't just pretending to be afraid. He was genuinely afraid when Ada arrived. And I don't think he would be all that scared if he knew he could just shut her off.
Oh, he
Which
could just
shouldn't be anything her ability would prevent, because you can use shadow possession, you can put her in the pod, all that's a fair game. It's not hurting her to shut her down, so that should be allowed based on her ability. Shouldn't be a concern.
Well, the one bad answer here, which I hope isn't the case, would just be entirely plot convenience. It just couldn't be the case for the plot, and Ikimoto just obviously wouldn't write it in because he just doesn't want people to think about it. But we're just gonna assume that's not the case. But with that being said, what do you guys think? Do you think Code has a shutdown code? Or how do you think that worked out? Do you think Amado has known this the whole time? Has he been plotting something behind the scenes? What do you guys think?
Whoever wants to go first.
Sure. I don't know. That is, you know, obviously, if he just kind of forgot that's kind of lame. But I feel like there could be some sort of like not like for Code, obviously, like he had to be there in person or he had to speak it to him. I was there always any iris recognition for that from the shutdown code? Like he has to.
Well, for Code, they went out of their way to discuss that one, and then Amado explained to Shikamaru for the Kawaki shutdown code that he needed to be there in person to do it because of the iris recognition. He looks at Delta when he shuts her off, so that would just fall in line with it. But obviously, Koji wasn't there. Unless you were going to say that his toes have off the eyes, but
I mean,
don't think so.
I don't know if he has if he can see through it, but either way, I feel like it's more so like he can just shut them down with whatever voice recognition he has. Obviously, in that particular time when he was shutting down Code, he was kind of back against the wall, choked, and could have been killed. I don't know if he said the wrong thing or did the wrong thing. He could have been killed, but yeah, I feel like when it comes to voice deactivation, it's did he always have those toads, or did he make them over the past 3 years? It's like that's why it hasn't been much of a.
He made them, but
okay.
Because
so
the way that so like, we don't know, but the way that like Amado approaches Kawaki with this new toad, it's like, hey, let me show you something, buddy. And the toads are coming out of that like new lab box that he never had before. It feels like Amado's like, yeah, I came up with these Kochi toads because Kochi's been used to them. I don't actually know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But Code could do the transformation jutsu voice copy method on Koji. I mean, that's giving Code too much, you know what I mean, too much credit, but
assuming he can do the transformation jutsu copy the voice, but like assuming he can do that.
If he could, then yeah, I mean, why not? He could, you know what I mean? I don't think he will or even get in that possibility to do it, but yeah, he could. I don't see why not.
I think Ikimoto will write that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say about Ikimoto forgetting though. So obviously for like iris recognition versus the okay, yeah, he could forget that. But I don't think Ikimoto could have just forgotten like the idea of code having a shutdown code versus not having a shutdown code. I don't feel like Ikimoto could have forgotten which it should be because at the time of these shutdown codes, it's like you got Delta getting shut down, Koji thinking about it. Not long after that, you have Amdo's code for removing codes limiters. You have him making a shutdown code for Kawaki. You have Sumire shutting off Delta in a scene. He's being surrounded by the shutdown code, and Code's a prominent character. His name is Code. Shutdown code. It's like, how could he forget whether or not he has one? He has to know. Ikimoto,
I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I completely, I'm with that. You know what I mean? I think it's hard to like make it seem like, oh, he didn't know they were gonna have shutdown codes or all this other stuff. It's like they have had the shutdown codes, and Amado was definitely in the vicinity of code to like, if he had a shutdown code, he could have said that instead of the one to remove his limiters. I don't know why he chose the other way, but I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe this is all Amado's. He wants this to happen. He wants Code to be overpowered. He wants the story to progress. He wants Code alive. He wants him at full power. He wants him to reach these heights so that way he can be important to him later. You know, there's something to that white karma. It's always that white karma that just gnaws at you and it makes you wonder, like, what is that? What's going on with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mozo still wants me to. Bro, he's still texting me about it. It's been like 2 years since I told him about it, but never made the video. Won't let it go.
This is beautiful.
That'll be the last video on my channel. Just
brilliant. Oh my gosh!
And haven't spoken yet. As the #1 Boruto theorist, what do you think? I just played Minecraft.
Wait, what? Sorry, did you say my name? I heard.
Yeah,
something
Miss
else.
Ada, as the #1 Boruto theorist, what do you think?
About like them not using the whole retina thing. Because what if he put his
about everything we've said?
I think Miss Anda's about to say the thing that I was theorizing.
I was gonna say, what if he put like a copy of his, an exact copy of his retinas into the toad?
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say.
We know that Amado has scientific ninja tech in his eyes anyways. That's probably realistically what is doing the retina shutdown scan rather than Amado's base normal human eyes or whatever anyways.
Yeah.
So it's probably just that in the toad.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, that's the reason why Code can't copy it, because it's scientific ninja tools. They Code can't like copy that. Like actually
make it.
It's also possible for the voice that the toad.
Well, actually, to be fair though, okay, so again, we don't know what's behind the retina of the toad, but it's like the Code has clearly the toad eyes, the toad slits, different pupil shape, and everything. It's not the same eye.
I mean, the funniest answer is the retina thing was a lie from the beginning. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, Ada was just wrong, or she just lied.
I like you lie.
I like she just did that for no reason.
Oh god!
But she was trying to help him. I like that Amado lied and just said that out loud. Ada heard it and believed it.
See, the thing is, it makes sense to have shutdown codes on the most loyal people to Ishiki if you're betraying Ishiki. At the same time, it makes sense to have shutdown codes on the people most not loyal to Ishiki, because they're going to crash out at some point and try and kill anyone near them. So you just want to be safe, just for contingency. So,
just
no matter what.
everyone
exactly. On everyone in Gara. Yes, exactly.
Like, I understand he might not be able to put one on Jigen. Jigen might not let him do it. I get that one. But, like, the other ones he can get away with.
Even then, He just might be able to just sneak it on Jigen anyways. Apparently, he's given
Well,
the
that's the
Byakugan suppressant
thing.
pills to Kawaki.
If
He's doing
sneaking onto
maintenance on
Boro
Jigen.
and he's sneaking on the Belt, he's sneaking on the Kawaki, and he's I don't know who made Jigen's stomach that cracks, but if Amuro has anything to do with it, he could have done it.
Which just gives more credence to the Amuro was expecting Ishiki to win because duh. That theory?
Because duh.
I mean, it's
But yeah,
totally
because the other
obvious.
thing is, it's like,
I don't know how he could.
it's hypothetically though, if Amuro could just shut Jigen down, that he can just shut Jigen down. Just do that.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that wouldn't solve the problem because then Kawaki hits 100%. Ishiki could probably just resurrect him, so technically it wouldn't solve that issue. But then again, if you shut Jigen down, this makes Koji's job a lot easier.
It depends if you think Ishiki can detach from Jigen's brain inside of Jigen's body, and or if Ishiki would also be shut down if Jigen was shut down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because it wouldn't shut down Ishiki in that case, probably.
I mean, it could shut down.
Maybe
you
that's
never
why
know.
it wouldn't work, because maybe Ishiki would just turn it back on somehow.
I mean, well, it's possible that Jigen is technically quote unquote shut off the entire time, and Ishiki just is puppeting Jigen's
True, 'cause
body.
he's dead. Yeah.
Well, I don't think he is dead. I just think he's
I think any of those could be reasonable
Consciously
explanations
overrated.
for not doing it to Jigen.
yeah. But either way,
And also, because I guess technically Ichiki is like a third person perspective, maybe he would notice when I was
yeah.
Anyway,
But moving on to more Koji topics.
do you want to go down the list? Do you want to go down the list or just go to the.
Yeah, we could go down this. These are all the latest chapters.
We got a couple of funny. Okay, so. I must not have read Viz after this chapter because I don't remember these translations at all in the fan translations. So, number 1 point, Jiraiya is made of that same wood as the divine trees. That's confirmed. So, like, we've been saying they're made of wood or whatever, but like, it's confirmed. He is like he has tree sap in there that he's made of wood.
Tell me the same divine tree.
And that tree he's growing, it's almost definitely the same divine tree that he's composed of. There's no getting around it. Like he is made of the wood.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I caught
So, Oodie,
that.
I feel like you of all people would be the most validated. You would be the happiest person to hear that. All those
Yeah.
tree sap conversation. So also that Ryu's blood, it shouldn't be blood unless Ryu is
It was
technically
sap.
talking like Dura, so it doesn't have to apply to the others, but like I feel like it should, considering like Hidari and Ryu were like rebuilt, or Ryu's case built for the first time from that same tree. So
Exactly. Yeah. Whenever they go back
that was
to heal.
maple syrup.
Yes.
Ryu coughed up maple syrup, guys. It's confirmed.
And I'm telling you, those Shinju, they've been lying to us all along. They don't feel pain. They just act like they do.
Well, to be fair, do trees feel? Okay, let's search. Do trees feel pain?
I do know the answer to this. The answer is they know when they're hurt, but they don't have pain receptors, if that makes sense.
Okay, so is that what Hidari was doing when he said "duh"?
In other words, they feel pain, but they don't feel the pain of pain. If that makes sense.
All right. So they feel that something bad happened, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, they know the negative thing is there, and they can feel that, but it doesn't hurt.
Okay. Is that what Hidari and Ryu were doing?
That's what I'm going with.
That's funny.
I mean, they're gawking all over the place, but are they actually in pain? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. Anyways, point 2.
Also, real quick, this is the side point,
this.
but getting back to our Kawaki conversations. So, like, again, so 50% Kawaki, like, again, Jura did take damage there. So imagine if you use this stupid freaking horn. Blow him up. But anyway.
Side note.
So,
well, Mr. Goose, or or silly, if I may. Did you know that Jura's made of the same divine tree, or is this like a confirmation for you too, or what's up with this?
No, I had a feeling it was just a divine tree. Like they're all the same. They're just in humanoid form.
The Hito Shinju, as Miss Anne would put it.
But did you ever think Jura had blood? As opposed to maple syrup?
No, I have not thought about that. I didn't even question it. I was just like, he's just a human. He'll break like, I don't know, just like everybody. Well, they just disintegrate? They just turn into those thorn bulbs.
Yeah.
So if you they just
okay, that's its own can of worms.
Okay. Well,
if you ask Matsuri, I don't know, it just spawns because her wood pieces are still on the ground after.
Actually, that's a good point.
If they can cry, they probably could leak syrup.
That's a good point. Why are they coughing up blood or syrup when it's clearly not at all in their body, considering they get cut up and they're dry as a bone?
Exactly.
Like, is it just like in their tooth? Like, is that the only place they have any liquid at all?
Maybe Ryu was coughing up sand.
Yeah. That's just what he naturally. Wow.
Well, okay, you know what? Okay, to be fair, okay, this is stupid. Technically, this could be the best in-universe explanation. I would have heard some say it's stupid, but so they're not just made. Well, I guess. Well, okay, depending on the body part, they're made of this, but for the most part, it's their clothes. But Coat's claw marks are all over their bodies. What's in Coat's claw marks? And you remember it's Coat's blood. So the blood that Ryu's coughing up could just be Coat's blood.
Okay. See, the funniest way to get to that interpretation, Kamui, is if their tongue is made of the claw mark as well.
Wait a minute! I just realized. You can cut a. So we've never seen a code, like an actual code claw mark, be like damaged whatsoever. To my knowledge, it's only been shrunken. But Boruto objectively cut up like the Matsuri claw marks that are her clothes.
Yeah. So why can't they just do that?
Like Chura's finger is also like indestructible. So like, are the clothing claw marks just fake? They just look like claw marks, or are they? But they also like Mamushi came out of Chura's clothes, so they're clearly claw marks. But like,
yeah, I think they're real.
How did Boruto
they are real. You know how? Because they say that Code's been listening through the claw marks all along. Every time the Shinju have attacked.
True, right. So we're just hilarious. Like, Ikimata should have totally drawn like a Code ear sticking out of a random scene.
Yes. We've also seen a couple
I don't know how
times
Boruto ever
chops, but yeah. No, I think that they're all real. It's just weird that they just haven't tried cutting up the claw marks, but I don't know. Maybe it just wouldn't work to where Code could just come out of the claw mark despite being cut up anyways.
But then again, if shrinking them prevents it, if you cut it up small enough.
I guess, I don't know. It could also be dangerous.
It's basically the same thing.
I don't know, it could be dangerous. Like, if you go to cut it up, maybe Code's gonna instantly just, like, sense it or know, and he's just gonna go to you and just kill you. We try.
No. He's gonna go to you, and what is he gonna go to you with? The claw mark that you're cutting up, so you're gonna slice him open. The last thing Code wants to do is cut out of a claw mark while you're doing that.
It would be funny.
Sounds to me like you've had his weakness.
So weakness. I don't know. Well, Silly Goose, what about the pain that the Shinju feel? Do you think they're feeling pain? Do they have pain receptors? How is that working?
I think it's more so just like a automatic response kind of a thing.
Yes,
like
thank you.
They hit it right then and there, and so they're just like, they recognize it, and they're just kind of like, I don't know, making noises or kind of being like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's kind of startling or surprising. Yeah.
I agree. It's the same thing Naruto does when he first falls, when he first enters Sage Mode. He falls on the rocks and he winces because he expects to be in pain, but then afterwards, like, oh, weird, that didn't hurt at all. It's like the same idea.
Yeah.
The only difference is why would the Shinju expect to be in pain? If they just they're just
They're
trees, so I would
human
never expect to
instinct.
be pain.
Human instinct.
That could work good for the story. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll make that my headcanon.
It's the
based on
same.
your
It's the same
explanation
thing
there.
as like the I think I've explained this in the past. Even the test where you have like a rubber hand and you like brush it at the same time
Yeah, I
as
know
a
you're
normal
talking about.
hand, and then you use the hammer and you slam it on the rubber hand, and the person
But
thinks
it's also
that
the one where
the
you like
normal hand
tap
is
the fingers until you move your finger away. You think you're still feeling it, kind of thing. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. There's also like the hand on the stove, but if it's on or not on, then you can like pull your hand away, just like out of fear or whatever, very quickly, just jolt it away.
I have one if you
Same
want
idea.
one.
Phantom pain.
Phantom pain, yes, exactly. So I do think that's probably like their human instinct just coming through. In fact, I don't think we've seen that from Jura, which would make sense. Like he's been stabbed in the eye casually and just
Well,
not
exactly,
caring.
exactly. So I actually like your explanation the best for this reason. Like narratively, I'm gonna write this down as a video topic. That's just good. This is the 3-minute video that I need. That it can take me like 1 minute to edit.
Feel free, Silly Goose, if you like any of these topics, feel free. You can have them.
Hey, I'm soaking it all in. I'm a sponge right now. I'm absorbing
like
it.
I like it. Yeah. Oh, perfect. But I'm glad we agree on that.
I can write like a brief paragraph so I can remember the rest.
Okay, Kamui, I'm gonna read number 2 while you're writing that down. If you're good with that.
Sure.
Okay, number 2. Okay, Amado literally told us Kawaki was gonna overheat before it happened, and he is saying that this is what made Kawaki overheat in the latest chapter. Kawaki would completely self-destruct if he went offense 100, defense 0 all the time like he wants. Let me get the scan here. Nuh! Hawk! Goff! I'm saying that your body isn't going to tolerate much more. How are you going to fight Jura if you self-destruct first?
Basically telling Kawaki you're gonna blow up. We're too strong.
Well, self-destruct is ridiculous here. I feel like he shouldn't be
I
saying
agree.
that.
That makes no sense. But like he basically said you're gonna overheat.
Like, the reason I don't like that, it's not just ambiguous or vague. Don't they literally use that exact terminology for Delta after the Naruto fight? Like, word for word.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
like,
in the
when he
story. We
blew up,
have self-destruction. We know what that is. That's not overheating. Very clearly distinct. In fact, Delta's eye was overheating, or at least overloading from the Rasengan. So, very clearly, even in the same fight, 2 different things. You can't just label this as overheating or overloading. I don't know. Self-destruction? What?
Yeah, it makes it seem like if he gets all of that power, he'll just blow up, or his body just won't be able to handle all that surge of it. Whereas overheating is like you can't keep on going at the same heat because then it's like, oh, you can't use it anymore. You know what I mean? It feels like this is just kind of like a caution that they throw into the story, is that like to kind of like stop him from doing it, or to make it seem like a threat of Kawaki's life or towards Amado's goals than it is actually anything going to happen. Because we all know, even though it says he's going to self-destruct or whatever, we all know he was going to be just fine. Like he's not gonna blow up or anything like that. Overheating, that's a different issue. That's more of like a he needs to figure out how to regulate his karma usage, which is what they're going to do. We've seen they showed us like little tidbits of like in that last fight he had with Jura, Kawaki's karma glowed. So that's going to be the supplement, is that it's going to be the next level of the karma, and he's not going to be self-destructive of that. But for it to be like for him to overheat and not be able to continue to fight is what's it called? It's just a temporary moment, you know what I mean? And I think he should give him 100% offense. I don't know what. I honestly have no idea what Kawaki's doing, letting Amado control his strength. That's just so weak to me.
Yeah. You could read this almost metaphorically, as if, like, self-destructive tendencies that Kawaki's doing, obsessing over the power.
Well, I agree you could, but like the way, how are you gonna fight Jiraiya if you self-destruct first? It's pretty like, it's like, how are you gonna beat him if you just already did?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, even then, like, Kawaki was already at like 85% fighting Mamushi. He fought him for who knows how long until he overheated. I think at 100, like, that's just 15% more. I don't think he's just gonna like throw one punch and like a nuke is just gonna go off his body.
We don't know like what the Walky versus Jura percentages are, but we just assume it was 50-50 because the next arc's 85%, or maybe 60-40 or something. Like,
I mean, he should just be bodying Jura.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But then that gets into the freaking Mamushi stuff. So like Kawaki with Karma, but now probably like 20 to 30% stronger than he was versus Jura. It's just like he's just like the same, and he doesn't seem extraordinarily stronger. So like, how strong was Mamushi versus Jura? Like, it's all over the place. And then Choto, you know.
I don't know. I mean,
But,
if it takes
Mamushi's
as long,
is another story.
Exactly. If it takes as long as it took for Kawaki just to overheat, I don't think Kawaki can even get to the point of self-destruction, because even at 100%, he's just gonna overheat faster. But once he starts overheating, he's done. He can't push himself farther. So he can't get to the point of self-destruction.
Well, so the way Amato's depending on what he means. If he means self-destruct in terms of you're just going to shut down from overheating, then okay, you're just going to self-destruct first. But if he means literally you're going to blow up, then that would suggest that next time it won't be just an overheat. It's going to be, because for example, you could have like like a computer overheat and it like shuts down and it needs to cool down for a bit. Or you could have like a computer completely over voltage and just like shot electric, whatever, the thing shot broken. And I think what Amada could be saying is you're going to push past the, you need to cool down part from overheating, and you're just going to like completely blow the fuse.
But that means it's not that the shutdown cool off period thing isn't going to happen. It's that you have to jump past it to the point of blowing up rather than shutting down. To where you have to do such a high energy.
What's actually causing that? Why is his body overheating in the first place? We've never really got an explanation of that, because the only other time that's ever happened to Walky is after the Garo fight. And we never, like, Kodatsuki just says, it's scientific ninja tools. That's all fine and dandy, but why did he overheat there and never again until like now? What specifically led to those circumstances? We've never got an explanation. I don't know if we're going to, like, because it feels like the overheating, like with Delta, okay, Naruto overloaded the system. It makes sense. We don't really need to question it further. The random puppet ninja tools, those are just like low grade puppets. They're not anything crazy. It makes sense, whatever. But everyone else, or really Kawaki, I feel like it warrants an explanation, but I'm not sure that we're going to get it, because I feel like Igimoto is just going to write overheating whatever he wants that to happen, and he's just going to say ninja tools the end. And,
exactly.
But I mean, if we're lucky, he will explain why that's happening to Kawaki.
I mean, back
silly,
to the
you were trying to segue to something though about overheating like 10 minutes ago.
I did want to say on the overheating, Kawaki's entire body is a ninja tech. Does he not feel when it's getting hotter? Like, does he not realize he's overheating or about to overheat?
Well, to be fair, it's Ikimoto's manga, so Kawaki's probably constantly sweating. Maybe it's because he's getting up. Wait, is everyone overheating then? Is Amado about to overheat in this panel here?
Yeah, literally. Even like regardless of ninja tech, like human bodies overheat when they do too much activity, physical activity. Like, regardless of not scientific ninja tech, can Kawaki not feel that at least? Like, what's happening?
Right, his karma stopped working, and he was just like, I can't do this.
Exactly.
Actually, about that though, Kawaki overheating in the Mamushi arc makes no sense. And the reason why I'm saying that is because not only did he not really do a whole lot, like he fought like 8 Mamushi and just one shot them all. But ignoring that, he had a break. He was just on standby for the next like 20 minutes, and then he flew over there, and then he watched Damon go to town, and then Damon went down, and he tried to do one attack before getting shut down. Like, bro didn't do anything.
He barely did anything. He was fighting one-on-one with Mamushis, and then he flew over there, tried to blast him, and nothing happened.
Shut down from it. So that suggests to me that based on ignoring what Ikimoto will reasonably probably do in the future with Amino stuff, that would suggest to me that if Amino puts 100% into one attack, Kawaki should immediately shut down from that one attack. So it took an 85.
Just like Sarda.
Worse than 100. Exactly. Like,
it could, yeah, I guess based on that, they could be, instead of like an accumulation, it could be a stress test to where like each attack has a 15% chance to make you overheat. Could be the first attack, could be the 1000th attack. But the higher the percentage is, the higher likelihood it is any attack will make you overheat. I think that'd be ridiculous, but it's possible.
Yeah. It could be. I mean, it gives you the most plot convenience to just decide when it's going to happen, but that's how it's going to be anyway. So at that point, you might as well write in because a reason is better than no reason, unless you come up with specifically the worst possible reason.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be fair, I'm not saying it's a good justification, but Ikimoto's reasoning would be we don't know how long he fought Mamushi or how many Mamushis he fought. And it's flying over to Ada's
house. Well, we did
is
see though. We saw he fought like the 8 or however many it was. It was like, all right, all done here.
There's no. I mean, why can't he just fight more off screen? Like there's time that happens in between.
I mean, it's possible that Mamushi decided to send more back to Kawaki after, but like. They were all in their own sectors. Like Walky just kind of cleared his sector instantly because like there's like 50 when they're spread around the village. It's like 50 or 100 or whatever it was, and they each took out like their little batches. I mean, yes, Kawaki could have technically fought like another 10 off screen, but it wouldn't have been too many because that wouldn't leave room for everyone else. So like, it doesn't get to 200 until like the Damon fight, and then eventually 1,000, obviously.
Sure. But it feels like they're just fighting everyone off screen. Like I feel like because it feels like Boruto was also continually fought off screen, like pretty much that whole time until he flew away.
Well, the difference with Boruto though is that one, he literally got the freebies with Kobu. That's just an extra unplanned one. But Boruto's also going way more out of his way to do that than anyone else seemingly was.
Yeah, but I feel like
Boruto was actually.
What, Kawaki's gonna stay in his sector? Kawaki's not gonna fly to the Mamushis in the background?
I think Kawaki, I feel like this is the arc Kawaki cared the least about. Like, no offense, but like, he did not care.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's the same argument about Sasuke and the tuning exams. He doesn't care about the exams or anyone in there. He just cares about fighting strong people because he wants to see where he scales for Itachi reasons.
Yeah, but that doesn't apply to Kawaki. The argument would just be he doesn't care who it is. It's Thera Shinju, so he wants to kill him. But again, he didn't feel like he was all that motivated. He just felt like, whatever. We got some bugs here. Got some bug puns.
No, I don't think that's fair. Okay, the bug puns. Okay, I'll give you that. But I feel like Kawaki's character is on his face. It's either 0 or 100. You can't tell how much he cares about something, but he does care.
That's fair, but usually, well, you can tell. I feel like they give me a scene where you couldn't tell as a reader, not in universe, but as a reader.
He cares in the sense that, like, he needs to defeat this guy to defeat the next guy and the lineup trying to, like, go after Naruto or whatever. And this is more so, like, I have to defeat all of these pasts or whatever just so that way I can, like, move up the scale. You know what I mean? Because Kawaki probably thought he could, like, solo all of them all by himself. I mean, reasonably, he probably could have, but it's more so like he doesn't really care, but he cares enough to like follow the plan or whatever like that.
That reminds me, okay, the one you just said, okay, technically it's the worst likely of all time, but it's also, I don't disagree, right? I wrote somewhere how, in theory, they could Hidari and I think that it's Hidari and Jura could counter a cool way for them to counter Sarada's, assuming that she's not just gonna like have her Mangekyo or Hime on pause because of blindness and whatnot. Assuming she's gonna try to use it, I wrote somewhere a really cool way they could counter it, but I don't remember what I wrote for this. And the only reason I'm bringing that up is because Hidari did Kawaki could beat up well. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Okay, I found it. But he searched can code / Hidari.
Okay.
Okay, so can codes, and I'm choosing these two because not only are they presumably going to be relevant in the near future, but they're the only ones who actually like, do the distance claw mark, so I'm specifically choosing them. So can Code or Hidari just put a claw mark on Sarada's gravity spheres? What happens? I would assume yes. So the question is, what happens if they do? Can they just phase right through the jutsu? Like Sarada drags them onto the sphere, they just go into the claw mark and just render the jutsu useless. Aside from Boruto killing Matsuri, it seems like you can't destroy these claw marks, you can only shrink them. Or if Sarada theoretically can destroy them, it would probably take way more effort than blowing up a person, just considering that these things are like tanking Kawaki's gigantic explosions and shit. So it seems like they're more durable. Jura's finger also counters Boruto's sword. So it would probably take a lot of effort if you could blow them up. It would just waste her stamina like the Mamushi fight. And so she might just like mass out. So they might already have the counter to Sarada's ability. And that could just be why Hidari doesn't get bodied by her.
I already have the counter for you. Both Ryu and, more importantly, Mamushi were made of the claw marks, and they blew up and didn't waste her stamina more than any normal person.
Okay, but the problem is their clothing claw marks seem different from the ones on the ground. Though we did already kind of address that. But also, to be fair, let's assume the blowing up thing isn't the issue. Let's talk about phasing. Because them having the claw marks wouldn't help them there because they would need to be able to phase through something. Well, also, actually, hold on. We saw Ryu try to phase through to get to Jura. Let me go back to the start of chapter because he did see exactly what he did when he did that. Jura just ignored him because he freaking hates. Well, actually, that's the next topic below this, by the way. How much of Jura just hates Ryu, apparently.
You can tell we jumped all over the place here.
No, I like it. This is a good one. I don't think. I mean, it's hard to say exactly if the claw mark could get on the gravity sphere. I think it's kind of
the reason why I'm thinking it though is because Ryu was just like on it for like a minute. Maybe not actually a minute, but like he was like pressed up against it, like he was getting pulled against it so hard that he blew up. It's kind of how it looks.
I assume it was like a big ball of like chakra that she's able to create with her ability, and they're each over there.
But
so
how
it's
is he like pressed against it? Is the question.
It's kind of like a massive Rasengan. It's like a Rasengan mixed with Kamui. It's like there's a portal into like another dimension that Sarada has, and he's hit up against it, like the Rasengan part of it, and he's getting sucked in, but his body's kind of like resisting it, or he's strong enough to like fight back against it until it's like he breaks and disintegrates into the thorn bulb. At which point Sarada passes out because she can't maintain the jutsu anymore, and she falls. But on the other hand, if it is like a physical like Rasengan, I don't know if the claw marks go onto it, but let's just say it does. If it can happen, what I think the only use from that is that like they just don't get sucked into the gravity spheres, or they don't get destroyed by it. They just teleport somewhere else wherever they want to. And yeah, that's the only thing, and then they just pop back up somewhere else where they can, I guess, avoid the jutsu entirely. They won't be levitated or lifted up. And from what they've seen so far, she can't maintain the jutsu very long. So I imagine it's like all we have to do is avoid her for like a minute while she wastes her chakra, her ability, and then she's done for.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the community has been on this for like the past year to where, yes, this can't happen because of what you're saying, Kamui. Yeah, Ryu's back was like pressed up against the thing physically. Yeah, the
Yeah, because I
sand
went back to
phased
check.
through
He's
it,
pressed up
but
against it for a while.
yeah, I mean, we already
started to
have.
fight Mamushi.
We don't even need to like compare it to other similar jutsu. We have like basically the exact jutsu in Planetary Devastation. Pain's black sphere thing that he makes just is this.
Well, yeah, so I want to confirm something because I posted 2 images in chat, and I'm trying to find when does Sarada fight Mamushi? What chapter is that?
Like 24, Zord, look, random goes.
No, not 24.
Mamushi.
How did I miss it?
30.
Where did it happen here?
Pulling force.
I see her looking at them, but this must be 31.
So the
Why
thing
can't
is,
I find it?
I'll also
I
say
think it's 31.
31. Okay.
How did I miss it then?
You got it coming. It looks like the sand goes into the orb and gets teleported away. That's what it looks like. It's possible that the orb just has like, I don't know, randomly black flames on the top of it or something, to where the sand is still there. It's just like pressed up against it, or like such a thin layer that you can't even see it, or like just like right below the membrane or whatever that would be. It got stuck to the middle of the spear to where it's still there. It didn't actually go anywhere. It's just possible.
Okay, so I posted 3 back to back now. So I'm curious what you guys think. So you look at this first one real quick. Let's stay on the first one real quick.
Okay.
So you can see that it looks like a big ball, and then it's a couple of wispy, portal-y things on the side. A little bit. Okay, so now go to the second one. You see like the little wispies. Now here it looks like it's wrapping around him, kind of like when Kawaki teleports Naruto away. Yeah. And now go to the third image. This is going to be from the Mamushi fight. This is the only one I had. It looks like you see all those swirls, and he's all ripped up too. I'm wondering if the ball is solid, but then you get wrapped up by the vortex, and it like pushes in on you on all sides, and that's why you disintegrate or something. Like I think there might be a solid sphere and a vortex separately, but working together.
Low-key, this one just straight up does look like the Rasengan in a way. Like, it does look like it's violently rotating, and that's what's, like, shredding them more than anything.
But based on the other images, it seems like that part is separate from the ball.
Well, also what they say in the other images, like, it's the pulling force, which is the problem.
Yeah. But anyway... Like, Ryu literally has his elbow, but when he tried to pull up the claw mark, like, I think his elbow is bent against it. So, I mean, like, this is solid. Like, I don't see why he can't put a claw mark on this face of this.
Exactly. No, but I figured this has been the way out for the past while. It's just whenever Code's going to be sucked to it, he could just put the claw. The problem is,
But I'm adding in Hidari, though, because Hidari can do that, and... Yeah. The big question's always been, how is Hidari going to fight Sarada if she can just do this to him? Well, that might be the solution. It might be a complete waste of time.
Yeah, because why would they ever not give her prescription glasses, which takes away the entirety of everything they were doing? But ignoring that, ridiculous. I can't ever get over that. But aside from that, yeah, so Hidari can do this. The one thing that could counter this is if Hidari does it too early. It's possible that just like the black sand that Sarada seemingly possibly teleported away, maybe she didn't, maybe she did. It's possible that Sarada can, as soon as the claw mark lands on the sphere, she could just teleport the claw mark away.
Yeah, part of it depends on whether the claw mark can even like move like that or not.
Exactly. But... It could just become part of the sphere to where it's like kind of like the claw mark cube.
It doesn't seem like you can rip a claw mark off people, because otherwise they wouldn't have Walky shrinking on people, they would just rip them off. So
yeah. So that is part of it.
But then again, I still don't know how he did it, but Code slapped Bug with a claw mark in one scene. don't understand how he did that. I gotta switch my headphones because my headphones are gonna die in a minute.
I mean,
so I'm gonna
Jiro's
walk when I
hair
come
claw
back.
marks seem pretty sloppy. Give me some idea.
True.
Anyways, did anyone else have an interpretation for all this craziness? I also love how Ryu's sweat is just being pulled upwards or whatever's happening here. His skin, I guess. He can't sweat.
But see, that brings up another thing though. So why is Ryu sweating? That treat that too?
Exactly. Because based on
But he's
these
made
things
it
here, it seemingly should be sweat.
That is sweat.
Yeah.
Like
It's just the sap seeping through the pores. I don't know. See, if it's not sweat, it'd be really cool if it's like the skin and it's just like pulling that hard. Doesn't even make sense, but it's just cool. But I doubt it. But anyways, it could be a thing of like to where the orbs can either be solid or they can be the teleport version, and Sarada can choose between the two. It's possible that she would have to do the teleport version of it before the claw mark hits it, and if she does do it, then it works. If the claw mark hits the cube before she can do it, then she's lost the cube. That could be cool as well. Especially since Sarada would technically get 4 chances at this. So it's like, oh no, the first 3 failed, I'm down to my last chance, and then she does it on the 4th one.
So what you said again? I realized I actually put my output. I set my input and outputs for audio.
Well, you definitely sound way different now. Yes,
Wait.
Yeah. Kamui?
Oh my god, because this whole time, I think okay, now I'm wondering, because I had when I was doing something with my monitor, setting up my speakers the other day, I had it on output instead of input. So this whole time,
I told you!
I was ever using.
Told you at the very beginning of the stream.
Yeah,
I told
don't think
you.
I was ever using the good mic.
I was right, and you said I was wrong, and I was right the whole time.
I was using well, because I was on the output this whole time.
What do you know?
I don't know if I ever had a good mic on.
Well, to be fair, that didn't fix the lag, but
well, that's just Wi-Fi. But
at least you sound better.
That's so funny. I hate myself.
Well, I
wonder,
the
fact that, like, the output will let my microphone be an option because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I wonder if Mello makes any sense. See, my previous one was going to be, I wonder if Mello hates himself, based on you saying you hated yourself like 2 seconds before then, but yeah, it gave me just
I like does Mello make any sense? Well, Mello, do you make any sense?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Do you make any sense?
We were wondering.
Actually, no, I don't think I do. I was thinking about this the other day. I think I'm kind of loopy, a little crazy. So no, I actually don't think I'm making a lot of sense.
So Mello, what you're saying is, if you were to pick one taijutsu style in Naruto,
wait, Kamui, wait. I didn't want to interrupt your podcast. I was just kind of listening randomly. Silly
it's the
Goose?
Walky Talky. Wait, Mello.
Hello, hi. I don't think I've ever met you.
Hi, it's nice to meet you, Mello. Now, do you make any sense?
I don't think so.
You fit in so well around here.
I think that's something somebody else has to determine for me.
If you could be any type of style of jutsu in the Naruto universe, go ahead. Finish that question.
The loopy fist. That's obviously Mello's answer.
The loopy fist?
As opposed to the drunken fist.
I'm sorry, I got like a lewd mind right now. So I was
we asked Brian Donovan, Rock Lee's voice actor,
doesn't make
to
sense.
rank all of Lee's fists.
He scaled
was his top choice.
Bro, if I had to be a jutsu, is that what the question is?
Yeah.
Mello, you don't get to have a jutsu.
energy?
If you were a jutsu, which jutsu would you be?
Right. I'll be the infinite Tsukuyomi, okay?
Okay.
We could just vibe in the Matrix together. We can create anything we want to. Okay, I'll basically be God.
I love it.
Or I'll
That'd be
be
the
like
craziest
normal
jutsu to
Superyame.
be.
Just
Imagine
Yeah,
you
just
know,
normal.
for my
reverse
loved
space
one.
trip jutsu.
That's crazy. What are you guys talking about besides what you just asked
What
me?
were we talking about?
I saw Sarada
Well,
in
who
Oh,
better?
Yeah, we
Oh,
were
right.
talking
This
about
to-
The
if we could
orb.
put Code's claw marks on the gravity spheres that she makes with her Mangekyo Sharingan, and whether or
Yeah, like,
not that could be a counter to her ability.
I love the way you
Yeah,
said
like if you
Mangekyo
just phase
Sharingan.
through the mark as you're being dragged into it, and so you just go somewhere else.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, do you think the black thing is solid, especially based on Ryu just in there for like a minute? Look, it looks solid when Ryu's up against it. Like, do you think it is?
And yes,
solid?
Mello, we
What do
do
you
know that Kamui's lagging the entire time.
I mean, I
Just
didn't
get
say
that out of the
anything, but okay.
My
Oh,
wife
do I
has
think those
been
black?
really bad lately.
But your wife, you got married?
No, my wife.
That just only proves the point.
I thought you said your wife. I was like, wait, what? Damn, I didn't even get an alert. A notice. No, I think I
clearly
think
the
those.
Wi-Fi's not doing too good.
I think the black spheres are probably. I think there's more evidence to say they are solid, seeing as that like a physical being was literally on them, being Ryu. I kind of feel like they probably shouldn't be. Personally, like I think it's maybe contextual, but I think there's more evidence to say they are solid than not. So
Well, Mello, here's my question. Do you think Sarada teleported away the black sand before Ryu got up on to touch it? AKA it wasn't a physical thing yet? Or do you think that the black sand like basically seeped to the middle of the orb, but it's still there? It's not teleported away to a different dimension or anything.
I think
Like,
it's
for
difficult to tell.
For example, if
'Cause-
it's like
'cause,
a
like-
membrane around
you know what would
it.
be crazy, actually? I don't know that this is the case, but hypothetically, this would only apply to Ryu in this case. But what if the only reason Ryu's black orb ever seemingly solid is because that wasn't actually Sarada's black orb. What it was that she dragged all of its iron sand into the center, and because it's been sucked in so tightly, it's a super dense iron sand ball, and that's what she pressed up against it.
That's
That
funny.
could have been cool.
Wouldn't apply to Mamushi, but I like that idea.
Exactly. But to be fair, we never saw Mamushi like that. They don't show him like they just see him in the air and then him blown up.
Well, no, we see
Hmm.
Mamushi
really.
pressed up against it. He posted-
Maybe
That's
two in the
interesting.
when she tries to do it on the 50, but no, it just cuts to that in the one I looked at. But I'll check when
Well,
she tries
this
to
one
do
right
it
here,
on
they're on it
50
right here. I
and
don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, never mind.
It could be. Well, I think I'm doing too much because I was gonna say it
Okay,
could
yeah,
be that she's
that's
like
solid, though.
pulling. She's like pulling them in, but like they don't actually touch the spheres. They're just like super close to them.
Like Gojo.
But then also,
Yeah, I guess
yeah,
this is
something like that.
Gojo's
But
infinity.
then also like there's like not really evidence for that. I'm just like making shit up. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
what
I'm
else
thinking
seems
like maybe you could.
counterintuitive? So she's pushing him
Yeah.
away at the same time.
Yeah. No, I just think there's more evidence to say like they're like solid. But in terms of the sand, they
Well,
seem
there's
to have
also
like
Chibaku Tensei seemingly a solid orb too. So
Yeah.
the iron sand seems to have like a very distinct, it's like visual, even amongst like the black and white manga. So
Yeah,
I imagine if
drawn
the
very
sand was like a membrane atop the nucleus, that is the black sphere, then you would see that visual aesthetic more pronounced. But I don't think you see that. You just see pitch black. So
yeah, I don't
it's
think it is the
interesting.
case. It would just be cool.
Well, my thing is that there's like
I
this
think it might
black
be-
wispy thing on top, despite that Ryu's
Mhm.
on it, and the black wispy thing is on all of them. It's not just wrapping around him like in the next.
But yeah, like let's go to the
Next thing
second
here.
image. I said that's the
Yeah,
bit where
no,
you
the
can tell,
black
like,
thing, it's
really
clearly wrapping around him. But what I'm talking about is it's just always passively there, despite being in its
Yeah.
physical form. So I think this is like, if it's not like a flame, it's some sort of like wispy mist or something on top of it, where you can't actually see the orb itself.
think it might occupy multiple states at once, and then you can like
Mm.
shift between the states. So
Super
it might be
dense
like
balls of
gas.
gas, suns.
Yeah, something like that. Like it could be in a gas state, and then it could be like a solid state. But I think the states might change or shift.
That's what I was thinking, assuming the sand's teleporting away. So that's to say that it's possible that if you tried to put the claw mark on the cube, Sarda could keep it in the gas state or the teleport away state to where it's not going to land, it's just going to get teleported away. But Sarda would have to
What?
time that.
Sorry, what cube? What cube are you
Oh,
talking?
sorry, I meant the sphere. Did I say cube?
Oh, okay. My bad. My bad.
So she levitates the sand first, or she levitates everybody. She doesn't directly like pull them in until after the sand is gone, and then she pulls them in and she destroys all of them.
She can choose
would
what
be-
to pull in, and she can choose to pull in multiple things at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But it
that
seems-
would be one way.
It seems like if you place like a claw mark onto the sphere, she could just like get rid of the claw mark pretty easily.
Yeah.
Or
that's
just
without
use
actually
one of the
getting
further
other
away.
balls.
See, my thing with the claw mark is it seems like the claw mark might be able to just fuse with whatever it's on, to where maybe Sarda would lose control of the sphere, or she can't teleport it away once it's on the sphere. But if
Oh
it's
my
headed
god,
to
this
the
is so
sphere,
stupid.
then she could.
What if the Clark awakened the sphere's intelligence and it became his person?
Yeah, Code's blood
I
just
am
makes everybody
sphere.
smarter.
Well, who would Sarda's sphere target?
Sorta.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But here's the
counter.
can you paint on these things? Like if you threw like a can of, if you threw like paint on it or tried to paint on it, would it appear on there? Because that's what I think of the claw marks. Is like, it's like a pencil marking or whatever.
Like a brushstroke.
It's a good
Yeah.
question.
See if,
So if you could paint on it, like a color
cheating
capacity.
on it, you'll know your answer.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well,
only
they seem
Oodie
to be,
actually
like-
got that one.
They seem to be in a constant state of motion for some reason. So that's
The swirling.
data. Yeah, that's information you can take into consideration.
Mhm.
So like, why is that the case? Is it trying to like create some kind of like momentum for something to generate the gravity? Like the momentum needs to be present for the gravity to even function.
Maybe, but
Is it a space-time
Tensei
rift?
didn't do that, so
Is it a space-time rift that can like solidify itself or something? Like it's
I see-
weird.
I was thinking space time too, because those wispy things, especially in some of the panels, like the second review page I sent, that's much more indicative of like the space time portals in Boruto, like how Ikimoto draws them. It's still fairly similar to how Kishimoto did in ways. Like it's more like the space time portal aesthetic than obviously the sphere part of it. Okay, Shibaku Densu sphere, but big. Okay, that we'll answer that. But like, the wispy stuff, that's like the space time portal
Yeah.
aesthetic. So there could be an aspect of that. But the question is, what is that aspect? What
It's
is it
almost like
doing?
like a truth seeker orb. Not really, but it's like something that is a bunch of things all at once, and cumulatively they create like a singular thing. I think you can probably like almost like I think she can maybe make the spheres like triangles, circles, like swords. Like I I might be going too far with it, but I think she can like mold and manipulate the spheres to her will. I don't really have evidence for that, but like it does seem to wrap around Ryu, and it does have those like little wisps on the sides of it. But again, it's interesting. I just don't think Code
But
has
also-
any answers for her
But then
personally.
on the other hand, like when they first formed, the way Ikimoto draws them at least, they just look like space-time portals until like you're like pressed up against it. Now it looks like a ball.
I'm almost more interested in like the spheres than I am in the gravity that they produce. Like,
I
like,
know. I don't know what this
Yeah.
is.
because it's almost
But
like, can she produce something other than gravity with those spheres? I mean, obviously, I'm going a little too far with it, but I think that's the fun part. But yeah, it's like, what else can like? I'm more interested in what the spheres can do. Like, what if the spheres, one mode of the spheres is gravity, but there's like another like 3 modes to it, so where she can produce, I don't know, fucking.
I mean, if you go off the Boruto database page, it suggests that the gravity's the main thing and the sphere is just the whatever thing. But like hypothetically, if the sphere was the main thing, if you ignore the Boruto database, then
Well, to be
yeah,
fair, I don't make sense, so you gotta take that into consideration as
that is
well.
Yeah,
canonical.
yeah.
Nah, just brainstorming it. It's interesting, but the sphere itself is the most interesting part about it to me. I just there's also something interesting about like when they unlock abilities, they just seem to have like a knowledge of it, almost like they downloaded a DLC. I still think they're all simulations personally. I think chakras are just data. I think they're just little sims in a simulation. But it's that part's interesting too. Um but like when she's using her ability, when she's like lifting all the individual grains of sand, do you think that's like an individual use case of the
I
Mangekyo?
so I don't think so. It's definitely
That's
possible.
fucking
It's definitely
ridiculous if so.
I
possible.
think the use case is the making the spheres in the first place, and then from there, however much you're sucking in, slash the strength of what you're sucking in, perhaps seems to
Mhm.
then just determine how draining it is. Like the stand is technically still one use case, but it's like way weaker, presumably anyway, than like Ryu himself.
So like when she activates it, there's like like a area of influence to where the gravity can be manipulated, and then she just gets to pick and choose within that radius what to manipulate specifically. But then also like I would imagine the bigger the mass, the more chakra it would take.
I would
Which is
think the
probably why
mass
she like
matters, but I have
timed
to
out.
question if it does.
Well, she did like she was already like on the brink by the time she needed to be the play finisher for Shikamaru's strategy for Mamushi. But it does seem like the quantity of body she like imploded really drained her quicker.
Yeah, well, the
Yeah.
quantity could depend on different factors as well, because it's the same with Kakashi's Kamui. What was the limitation for that? Was it the size of the object, or was it the amount of chakra it had, or was it both?
It was a
I think it was
size.
the size.
Yeah, I thought so
Yeah.
as well.
You couldn't the ghetto statue, I
Yeah,
think.
because then that would explain the sand. They're individual grains of sand. They're the smallest things freaking ever, so she could absorb a billion of
But they
those.
add up to like a pretty big. If we're gonna go based on the
Well,
the
yeah, I know, but
volume
she's not
size,
absorbing one grain of sand. She's absorbing a billion of them anyways. So there you
but
go.
then again, actually, it's iron sand too. Like I feel like the volume, based on the volume she sucked in, that should weigh a lot.
Well, that's getting into
I didn't-
density. I don't know. It's weird.
Like if she's at full
It's
power, like how do you
hyperdense sand.
beat her, bro? Like if you're code.
Well, the idea here would just be
What?
that if the claw mark can't just go on the sphere and you can just phase right into it and teleport away, then this jutsu's not going to do much for her. Like we can tell, Ko can also just like wrap this whole thing up in claw marks. He does it to the 10 tails. So assuming he could put these on the spheres, that he could wrap it up entirely and just go through any part of it. So the sphere would be useless against him if he can do that in the first place. Also, by the way, I mean, if Code just like did what he did to the 10 tails to like any opponent, because he can just do this from a distance, guys. Like he can just put claw marks on you. He's done it a billion times to people. They never dodge it when he does it. He could just cover you in claw marks. What are you gonna do?
He has to operate
He's
within
just
her
gonna
like
mold you like clay. He's gonna pinch you apart. If Code just
Yeah, I
did
just
that,
don't
he beat everyone.
I don't like those claw marks don't like have a push pull function, so he has to manually move his body to manipulate those marks. You even see it when he's
Well,
like
that's
fighting
weird.
Kawaki, like he like dives down on the ground to go into the mark, and Kawaki shrinks him. He just crashes into the floor.
Which is
So like he
hilarious.
has to
Well, he
move through
also
the space
teleported
being
to one
manipulated.
and Boro's hideout.
He has to be like he has to move through the space manipulated by gravity. So good luck with that to even make use of your claw marks to begin with. But then also like are we saying there's an absorption function to her spheres, but they also have a like a solid function as well?
Yeah,
Almost
so
like a
Depends on
like
how
sponge.
essentially it's kind of like it has like the gravity function and it has like a space-time manipulation function where she could like maybe teleport through it or to like another dimension like Obito's like Kamui. Like it would be like a double function where it's like she can manipulate the spheres to absorb the sand through that time space manipulation portal to like that other dimension, and then she can make it a solid matter where Ryu was like sprawled out and like crushed by the gravity of it. That would be the idea, but I mean, Code could just put a claw mark on Sarada and just go on Sarada, and then she won't be able to like really do anything.
Like I
That's
said, take it
interesting.
further. He could just cover her in claw marks like the tendrils.
He could
Can he,
split
though?
her apart.
Because
Exactly.
Sarada's like base movement speed is already like beyond Hirari. So my whole thing
I mean,
is
so is Code's.
is it?
I mean, he dodged
Past Hirari?
Hidari's
He just dodged
swipe.
Hidari, no problem. But also, but when it comes to putting
Well,
claw marks
sorry.
on
In
people, he just
particular, I mean
puts it
like
on.
the Chidori, because like to use like so Sarada confirmed that Hirari's Chidori was actually a Chidori, which means he had to meet the speed prerequisites to get it off. So it would be
Well, if
different
you're
from him
just
like
trying to
using his
purple
arm to
Chidori.
slash at Code versus like the Chidori and her dodging it like off guard in base and then popping Sharingan 3 Tomoe and then like tagging him. Like she's just nasty fast. So my whole thing with that is like if she has to like 3 Tomoe Sharingan, she can just like see. I would imagine. Well, see, I feel like I'm making an assumption about Code. Cause I'm thinking she can see the chakra build.
Code just teleports these onto people when he decides to do it.
But I have to feel like, what is that visual? Like, per his line of sight? Like, how does he place those marks within, like, the mid to long range?
It also seems like
do.
Code's claw mark,
'Cause-
or the long distance placement of it, it's probably way faster than Code himself, so I wouldn't be surprised if he could just put it on Zarda faster than he can move to Zarda anyways.
No, what I mean is, like, I'm trying to ascertain, is there some kind of... Because, I'll just say it. I feel like if Sarda has, like, the 3 Tomoe Sharingan and she's looking at Code, she can see, like, the chakra build to use the claw mark jutsu, and she can, like, anticipate what he's about to do before he does it, and then use her extreme speed. Yeah, and then use her extreme speed to, like, dodge it. So it's, like, her extreme speed plus, like, almost like a precog because of Sharingan's ability to, like, see chakra build on a microscopic level. So
No,
she
I
can,
will
like,
say, okay,
boost her reaction
I will
time.
say if they
Claw
were
marks
to
aren't
write
a
that,
chakra-based
like
ability.
Raikage dodging Sasuke's
That's the
Amaterasu,
part I have to
that'd be
kinda
really
parse.
freaking cool, and I'd be down if they wrote it that way, though.
But yeah, so that was the part I was trying to parse more or less, is like, how does he place the marks? Is it through a line of sight? Is it through physical movement? And
Yeah,
if
I
so,
think
is there
it's he
some
has
kind
to
of
have
charge
activate
still?
his claws, and then he just has to, I guess, make the motion of it. It's kind of hard for
Well,
like
that part's inconsistent though, because sometimes he's clearly swiping to do it. Other times he just like does it. Like for example,
Yeah, like if you watch
this
the Damon
scene,
fight.
but not this the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Damon stamps Code into the ground. Code's just like thrown into the ground, coughing up blood.
Well,
and
that's
then
right
just
there. That
teleports
right there.
above Damon.
So that's to say, if Code's already on a cube with his back against the cube, can he not just put it on the cube anyways? And then teleport?
Because like, what he did to Damon, but also Code didn't like do anything with his claws. He just made a claw mark above and below him and teleported to the ceiling.
But, like, what does he do with the claw marks themselves? Are like useless unless you like make use of them. Because like he could place a claw mark on Ada, and he was about to stick his like finger through the mark to like kill her, like he did that guy, in the anime at least. So I'm like, he has to physically move through space that she's manipulating with her gravity, and Ryu couldn't even move a finger. So like, even if he does place some kind of claw marks,
the idea here though is that Sarda's pulling him into the sphere, which would be pulling him right into his claw mark. She had to pull him away from the claw mark, but then he's in danger of getting blown up.
I'm not talking about like a hyper like. I think there could be multiple scenarios within the fight. I think I'm talking about a different one.
I
than
think
we're
what Mello's talking about is that like if he puts the claw mark on the ground, like right in front of him, he needs to jump into the claw mark and then like appear behind Sarda to like make use of that claw mark. But if she already has the gravity sphere like out, then Code can't jump down the hole to get on Sarda's back or to another claw mark or whatever. So
but
it's like
this is obviously ignoring chapter 56 where they retconned his ability where he could do that. But
also we know that Code can be pulled out of the claw mark. So if Code puts a claw mark on the sphere that he's on and tries to go into it,
she sucks him back.
Sucks him into a different sphere or pulls him away from that sphere with the other spheres.
And then also, if we're saying like she has an absorption function, why not just absorb them? Like, just absorb the spheres.
You can't absorb. Well, it depends on how her absorption function.
I mean, not the spheres, but the claw marks. And like, why didn't she just absorb Ryu? Like, why implode him?
Yeah. Well, that makes me wonder if she can't actually absorb, and if the sand is still there.
Well, also Sorenthal. I guess she wanted his Thorenthal.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
The thorn
That's the
bulb.
point.
She needs to destroy him to get the
Yeah.
thorn bulb.
Why do you have a staff section? Do you have staff on the Walky Talky podcast?
Well,
Yes.
okay. I think the
Random
original reason
staff.
that existed was because of like Cam and Ducks, to be honest. But I think that was like the room for like us four. But then it really just became Oodie
I
to
got people on the
put
payroll.
time
That's
stamps
tough.
for stuff.
We have a lot of rooms, to be fair.
I'm hella random. Sorry, it don't make sense. But no, it's I like it. I like it. But I do
Well,
think
well,
Koga's
okay,
is it's clock clean.
Oodie,
so,
scroll up
GG.
slightly. One of the best ones is just panels for space. It's the room I made for space to put those My Hero panels where we don't let this as much as
Just
possible.
randomly a lot of My Hero Academia stuff in here. Just thumbnails.
Oh,
But Mello, since you're so interested in some of these rooms, pinned messages. What do you think of this?
I don't even know where to begin. What is this nonsense?
Well, I'll tell you. These are Fabrino's triangles, if that makes any difference for you.
Who?
Fabrino.
Fabrino? Who's that?
Yeah, Fabrino. He's part of the Boruto Quinto.
I suck with names, so forgive me, Mr. Burrito.
Well,
I
well,
apologize.
surely you know about the Boruto Quinto.
I feel like you're drifting. I feel like you're getting off topic.
Well, here, Mello. Maybe this will help.
You're stumbling
you out.
down the rabbit hole.
I think I linked I made Fabrino's triangles into a topic.
Yeah.
recently.
So Mello,
I just linked them.
maybe this helps you here.
It's like a combination of Febreze and burrito. It's like a
No,
Febreze
it's his name,
burrito?
Fabrino.
Fabrino. It's kind of a cool name, actually.
The German guy.
Yeah. Well, Mello, now that
So,
you
You're doing too much. No, take all this away. This is doing too much. Fucking, come on, man. What is this?
it's Kishimoto's brilliance. You know, it was hard. It's easy
This is
to
why
miss.
nerds get a bad rap. Okay, this is doing too much, bro. This is doing too much. It's like when you power scale and you start talking about
like make this into like a Byakugan into a Rasengan
70
into a
billion tons
Kugan.
of TNT. It's like, bro, relax. Just
I'm
be
gonna
cool,
somehow
bro.
find a way to write Shibai into Kaguya here.
Yeah,
it's foreshadowing.
It's foreshadowing.
Stupid.
Oh my god,
even get me
Oodie,
started
we
on
can say that like
Kaguya.
okay, I have a stupid foreshadowing thing. You know the guy that shooting stamps from the Moon Village? We're gonna say that's foreshadowing Kaguramo's moon seal.
I love it.
Don't
Ridiculous.
Kamui, bro. We gotta get you the Ethernet cable, bro.
I'm
When's your
saying.
birthday? I'll send it to you, bro.
August 18th. I will gladly take the Ethernet.
Oh, you're a Leo too, huh? Yeah, nice. Big August 1st over here. First of the month. Oodie.
You have the first birthday of August.
God bless you, Oodie. Because you're about to get hit by that fucking super El Nino, bro. You cooked.
Is that like a hurricane or
cooked.
something?
Hell yeah, we cooked, bro. We live in the same state. It's over for us. By the way, a lot of people talk shit about Kaguya since you had her up there. About how she's like stupid and she like can't fight. I've debunked this topic, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there.
Shout out.
No
Max
more
Epstein.
Kaguya slander, please.
Now we have a crazy Kaguya topic, but we'll save that for another day.
Is it her beating Ishiki?
No,
I
that was
remember,
not
what
that.
I remember that they had it, but I forgot what it was. Let's just talk about Fabrino's
Bro,
triangles.
I still get the occasional comment like, "Are you retarded? Why do you say Kaguya beats Ishiki?" It's like, bro, relax. It's just a cartoon.
Yeah.
Man. Relax.
To
no,
be
what's your
fair, Mello,
topic?
I do feel like more people are leaning towards your side than in the past couple years. That's not to say most, but it's to say more.
The curse of being early too soon. It is what it is. But now, if you watch the anime, it's just there, bro. It's not my fault. I just regurgitated the material. That's all.
Well, now I'm curious. What about the anime, as opposed to the manga, makes you say this?
Because there's a bunch of it's basically like the Kaguya stuff in the anime. There's a lot of dialogue that gives you a lot of information about her internal state, her mindset, blah blah blah.
Oh, you mean
and
the
then also
smarter
there's
thing?
like
I
a
thought
bunch
you
of
meant the
details.
Ishiki thing. I'm sorry. You can see
That's
my
not-
No, no,
confusion
no,
now.
no, no. The Kaguya stuff. the
That's
Kaguya
how I
stuff.
originally was thinking it.
Yeah, I was like, what?
That's what I was saying. Like, if you go by the Naruto anime, then like the threat beyond Kaguya wasn't concerned. I mean, she was concerned about them, but like it wasn't because of their power. It was more because of their ideology and their belief system. And she was afraid of her. Like, she was fearful for her children, so she was like super cautious through that lens. But it wasn't really like oh no, Momoshiki and Kinshiki and I think it was Urashiki in that image.
Yeah. Or
Oh no, they're so much stronger than me. Like, I need to prepare this army for their strength. It's like, yeah, they're strong, but it's also like I need to prepare this army to protect my sons.
Well,
And
Mello,
I don't think you get that dialogue in the manga. You only get that in the anime. So
you're right. So here's what's interesting about that. So Kaguya, the word she uses to describe them is heartless. The Otsutsuki are heartless. They know only power. When Naruto's talking to Hagoromo after the
I
fight,
just saying the same thing. Yeah.
Naruto describes Kaguya as heartless, as opposed to every other villain he's ever fought. Kaguya was truly heartless. Thoughts? I think that's just kind of cool in a way, but
I think Naruto
also
is so used to
interpretation.
fighting like people,
yeah.
and the whole thing is like he's trying to break through the defenses or the armor or the shell of people to get to like the core of who they are, to like kind of pull them out of their path a little bit through talk no jutsu. That's why I like talk no jutsu. It's actually a very practical way of resolving issues instead of just like throwing hands all the fucking time. But in terms of like Kaguya, I think more so when she's like first introduced, it's very alien. I mean, even that scene where like she's like floating, she doesn't even walk; she hovers, right? So she's like above us all. Like we lowly humans have to walk on the dirt. She hovers above it, and then she like there's this like otherworldly like soundtrack that plays, and then she like hovers past
Yes.
Sakura, and Sakura has this like eerie turn that she looks
So
back, and
good.
Kakashi's like,
Yeah.
I don't fucking play.
Fire.
So like
so good.
everything about her is just so alien when she's first introduced that I can definitely see like him drawing a distinction between like an alien and like people. But at the same
Also,
time, Naruto's like stupid, so
Well, also, this could be like a manga versus anime thing, to where in the manga, I was talking to Fabrina about this. Nothing suggests Kaguya fell in love or any of it. It's not in there. It's possible that in Kishimoto's, Kaguya was meant to be a monster. She's literally turns into the tendrils at one point in the fight, like a deformed version of it and so on. Like, she's a monster, unlike all the human people in Naruto fight, and you get the black tattoo stuff with that. And it's possible that the anime created the Kaguya story that we like, basically her fall from grace, if you want to call it that. But then the Naruto line might just not make sense for the anime, given the backstory they gave her, because look, she could say, oh, she was truly heartless. Okay, but Kakuzu, like, what about Kakuzu told Naruto that he was some merciful, not heartless guy? Like, bro just killed him, like, basically.
A
I know he
true
technically
virtuous
Josh killed,
angel.
but Naruto's thing is that he looks at Zabuza, the demon of the Hyenas, and finds that humanity with him. Do you think he would do that for Kaguya, especially with the knowledge that the audience has that, in the anime at least, she was loving. She did fall in love with Tenji. Unless you want to say it was all manipulation, she really just wanted the chakra. It comes across like she loved the guy.
Especially since she's like crying, caressing their faces, calling her children.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so if you go by the anime, I think
Yeah,
Naruto's just
I don't think she's-
wrong, and you could argue that's technically bad because he should be searching for that humanity within her. Because again, like, Kakuzu was too far gone. He was
But it's
any
happening in
less far
both
gone
versions.
than Kaguya was.
I think Naruto at this point, and this is just my interpretation, I think he's like kind of conceding to authority more so. Like the Hagoromo. Like Hagoromo is like this godly, otherworldly figure that like came out of nowhere and gave him all this power.
Why would he
And
do
he,
that?
like,
Because Naruto doesn't concede to Kakashi's authority or anything with Zabuza. He says, no, screw you, Kakashi. Zabuza's enemy number one, even though we've got this clear other problem that we got to deal with right now. But yeah, Naruto's
Well, it's just-
character is, I don't care who's the boss. I'm doing it my way.
well, it's just like different context. And then also like Naruto's more mature in Shippuden than he is in like part one. But
I
like
agree, and that's the answer I would have given. Because Naruto's just different in part two. But at the same time, I feel like for Naruto's character, he should be like, I don't care, Hawker. Well, with Sasuke, he refused
I
to listen
mean,
to authority.
he was like that with Hagoromo when he was like, you know, thou aren't, and he's like, bro, stop talking like that. Like, I can't
Yeah, yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Talk
He's like, bro,
and
you sound
you're
retarded.
talking
And
too dumb,
then
talk smarter.
yeah, and then he like switched it up, and then he's like, now you
Started to get the
sound, now
lingo.
you
Yeah,
look
yeah, yeah.
ridiculous, right? So he kind of like did the best of both worlds, and then he became dignified in Naruto's eyes at that point. So, but yeah, it's just it's the context for sure. But I think at that point he's just going off of what Hagoromo says, like she's this force, she's X, Y, and Z, she's this thing I'm preparing you for, she's the final. So when she comes about, he's like, yeah, this is the thing that Gramps was warning us about, and then of course Sasuke's taking the reins. And it's like, yo, follow my lead, bro. So, that's kind of interesting.
I also
But
wanted to
I
add
I
that
think
technically
I would love
relevant
like
to
a.
this, but
I was just
whereas
sorry, real quick.
yeah,
I would love a top 99 of Kaguya. That'll be fantastic. Or
yes,
just the Otsutsuki in general. But
yes. But whereas Kaguya was flying in her introduction and really throughout, to be fair, so was Naruto. So
uh,
I know where you see that.
you mean when he
guy.
jumped off that cliff in part 1?
Oh no, I mean like in the Kaguya fight, like Naruto just can fly.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, he can.
With the
but
way Kaguya, it's
we-
really the
we-
way she like just moved
It do-
forward. Just
It doesn't
right
work with
past
Naruto because we've
Sakura.
seen him in the loo. We've seen him on the toilet. Okay, it doesn't matter, bro. You can shine as bright as
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
to
yeah.
and hover in the sky, brother. I've seen you on the toilet. Shut up. You're a man. You're a mere man. So yeah,
You
nah,
know the
it's a little bit
craziest part about that? We've seen him on the toilet multiple times.
Too many
Not just
times.
No,
once.
you mean we've seen him on the pod.
I was
Bro,
thinking that.
Was that filler where he's like he had to like take a crap and then he's like running towards the bathroom and it's like this long line of like the Akatsuki and Orochimaru.
Yeah, that's
like
an
everybody,
OVA.
everybody in this series is just in line waiting to go
Minato's
to that
there.
just one bathroom. I'm like, that bathroom, that toilet would be so cursed by the time you got there, bro. It's over, bro. Tough.
That's
Tough.
crazy.
And it's
did
so
have...
funny, like you have all these ninjas who can like create like giant mountains and like giant cat statues, but they can't create like a toilet to use the bathroom. They gotta wait in line. Hilarious.
I did have this Kaguya topic, and this is basically who did Kaguya love and why, and which one do we think is best. I did want to at least touch on one of these because I thought it was going to be the best.
I'm just looking at it ahead. I think 2 is probably the best for the most accurate to the manga.
Interesting, because we know that Kaguya did have love. The question is, did she love Tenji, did she love Earth, or did she love her children? And we can go anime, manga, whichever one to go for this.
It was just go over all the possibilities.
I just want to go over at least one for now because I felt like it was relevant. But her love for her children in particular, I think is the most interesting because this gets into like her heartless nature and why she did what she did. I think it's this one anyway. Yeah, okay. So she loved her children and Tenji just someone who loved her. So that's the one I think is the best as the mother of chakra who did love her children, as we know to be the case. But did Kaguya, and this is where it gets interesting, this is why I wanted to bring this topic up in the first place, this is where I think the irony of what Naruto says can work compared to what we also know is the case with Kaguya, especially in the anime. So did Kaguya, out of her desperation to love her children, take it too far by devouring the chakra fruit and losing her sanity, and more importantly, her humanity, or I guess her heart in this case, knowingly at that, which is the irony of this, all for the sake of her children, who, ironically, she would go on to end up hurting because of her heartless nature, despite making this choice to protect them, which is also very cool in its own right. But thoughts? Some narrative stuff I did there? Cool analysis? Thoughts?
She could also do it unknowingly, and it would also be good to me. I think whether she knows or not, I would still like it.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer if she did it knowingly, but yes.
I think that the idea, though, that she's doing it for her children, and it ends up being the cost of her humanity, and then ironically, that ends up hurting her children is why they turn on her, which then hurts her again and makes her even just double down on that path. It works well.
But Mello, as you were saying.
Oh, I was gonna ask you for a summary. I don't fucking remember. You know me.
So that's to say that
Well,
Kaguya,
yeah.
Kaguya loved her children and she knew it. And Kaguya, out of her desperation of loving her children, she thought the only way that she could protect her children or whatever would be if she devoured the chakra fruit. But she knew that would come at the cost of her heart, of her love, of her humanity.
In
But
what
she
way?
did it anyways. Out of
Why
her
do you
love.
say that?
Well, I think
Why
it'd
do
be
you
a
say
cool
it?
analysis is rather...
No, I mean, like, why do you say by her consuming the chakra fruit, she, like, loses her heart?
Oh, well, that would just be, like, obviously... That seems to be the turning point in Kaguya's character, is where she goes insane, she gets the third eye, she becomes the dictator of Earth, and all these other things that they use to describe it.
No, what I mean is, why would eating the fruit itself lead to that? Because I would imagine, like, it would be like, if we're going on the anime, it would be like her people she's grown bonds or connections with getting slaughtered would be the cause of that, not the fruit itself. The fruit is just like a conclusion of that process.
Well, I feel
I
like
guess the
Not the,
idea
like,
there would just be
origin.
like the power corrupts idea, like
it seems like that's just where she went mad. You could argue it's because the chakra fruit contains everything, all knowledge on the planet, and then
Wait, do you think she went
infinite
mad?
knowledge, she just went crazy.
You think Kaguya's mad?
But when he says mad, he means like the power crazy, like wanting all chakra and all that stuff. Like he doesn't mean that she's like loopy, like crazy psycho, hallucinating, or being like heat on or something.
Well, I think it could also be, for whatever reason, all the Otsutskis are obsessed with power as well. What she did there is, whether she wanted to or not, she gave into her Otsutsuki instinct or her Otsutsuki nature. She did devour a chakra fruit, that Otsutsuki thing to do, that's anti-human. And in doing so, it's possible that started her down that path in a way.
Well, I think she consumed the fruit from a very human perspective, in my opinion.
I
It
agree.
was just out of desperation.
Her reasoning could be human, but that could still effectively make her not human after having done so.
Also, let me make this from my perspective. I'll be clear. I don't think there's a distinction really between the Otsutsuki and humans, like we're trying to really draw. I mean, obviously there is a literal literal distinctions, plural. But what I mean is like when we're talking about like their emotional state, like the Otsutsuki act and talk and behave very modern human, and I use modern very specifically.
I agree. It's what
I mean, and obviously
it's
it's art, and they're depicting. You know, our imagination can only take us so far from our lived experience as human beings. So obviously, the Otsutsuki in this fictional world will mimic human beings, like duh. But yeah, I just think like when she's going for the fruit, it's from a very human understand. Like her friends just got slaughtered. I'll just call them her friends, whatever. Her friends got slaughtered. Her lover got slaughtered. And she's injured, and she has children, and she's having her chakra siphoned, and she's in danger, and she's about to get slaughtered herself, and they're at war, and these humans are like probably from her perspective, you know, primitive and whatever the fuck. So I think just out of sheer desperation, frustration, anger, all those very human emotions, it led her to consume that fruit. Now, post that, if you want to say, okay, you have this power and you didn't have to go about it in the way that you did, but she also brought them back. Like she put all of humanity in the infinite Tsukuyomi, but she also like brought all of humanity back and then like governed over them. She could have like left or went to another dimension permanently, but she didn't do that. She kept coming back because she allowed her own beloved children to grow up amongst the humans and then learn from them and grow from them. So she clearly has a profound love for humanity. Just even in that, I just think she has like an issue with like the one she encountered when she first got there. From the land of, what was it?
The land of that guy.
Lame ass name, the land of that.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think, yeah, but to his point, it's like, does she love that world initially, or does she love her children only? Because in the thing that he's talking about is that like maybe she went to Earth, right? And she's been living this life of like being an alien, being a god, so to speak, and she's been sacrificed over and over and over again to bear the chakra fruit for whoever her counterpart is, Ishiki or whatever. And it's just like, eventually she's kind of like, I want my own life. So she betrays Ishiki and she's like, I want children. So it's like, she doesn't love Tenji per se. She's just like, oh, he loves me. He'll give me children. That's what it's about, right? Then as she starts to build like humanity or grow to like live in this world, she's like, I love my children. I want to protect them. And then out of desperation, because she loves them so much, she can't bear the idea of them dying when she knows that there's a way to gain power to be stronger. She does just that. But in doing so, like, you can make the argument that, like, eating that chakra fruit, we don't know what the effects really are. We just know that they supposedly get stronger or reach a higher being, and that's why they do it over and over and over again. But for her, it could be that part where, like, she loses her heart in that moment where it's like, I need this power. I can't be this good mother. I can't be this loving mother for my kids like I want to be and have my own life. To protect them, I have to become something even deadlier. I have to be something even heartless to humans to, rule over them, to be this all powerful being. So in that moment, he's saying that, like, by devouring the chakra fruit, that's when she loses her sanity, her humanity. She's like, no longer am I caring about anybody else. I'm doing it because I need this power, though for good reasons, for human reasons. But in the end, it's like, that's the divide. That's what leads her to become heartless. In Naruto's words, as like a antagonist is like, oh, she's heartless. Well, how did she get heartless? Well, she did love her family, her kids at least. But after devouring that chakra fruit and gaining that all powerful eye and becoming strong enough, that's when she felt, she lost it. And now it was her own child that, like, kind of sealed her away or whatever. And now they're fighting her. And he's like, she has no heart. She's just power. She's just strong for the sake of being strong. And now she's trying to kill everybody. You know what I mean? She's just like, now she's back and ready to rule over everybody again. And we can't have that. So that's why everybody needs to reseal her again and do that stuff. So that was like what I got out of it. But I think I like that theory. I actually really like that because it points to a definable moment of, like, being these Otsutsukis, being as powerful as they are. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. It's actually a lot sadder for them because now it's like, in order for them to be that strong, they have to lose what they're, what could make them good. You know what I mean?
A sacrifice of everything else for the one sole desire that they wanted, just like what Sasuke did at the end of part 1.
Well, except but also, like, they make the comparisons to Sasuke to Kaguya, or even in the movie, they're looking at Momoshiki, Naruto and Sasuke are joking about how that's like the old Sasuke. So, like, the story's already doing that comparison. So
exactly.
To do it,
are we saying, like,
further this way only supports that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're saying she lost her humanity when she ate the fruit. Yes.
Well, to be fair, Mello, I am not saying that's the definitive interpretation. In fact, I like your interpretation. I like all these interpretations.
It's a possible one.
Yeah. So
well, yeah. Just given, like, the brainstorming that we're doing, I just want to make sure, like, I have.
Yeah, because I do think there's a lot of flaws with this potential theory of mine here. Because I do feel like she still loves her children even after devouring the fruit.
Yes, I think eating the fruit is what makes her lose it.
But just sticking with this for now, I do think that, because Naruto does say, it's not just that Kaguya is heartless. Naruto says it's as if she was incapable of feeling any emotions at all. That's what Naruto says about Kaguya. If we take that literally, then it's probably the chakra fruit that does that.
I'm trying to, like, okay, so we've answered the question I've asked. Yes. Okay. So eating the fruit takes away her humanity. Cool. So what is that humanity that's being taken away? Is it her capacity to love? What are we saying?
So that's where it gets tricky because she seemingly still loved her children afterwards. So
exactly, that's really
correct.
The one thing here.
It's also like, what about the character did she portray that was something that we could, like, grab onto and say that's humanity outside of, like, her expression of love?
We have
the other thing I'm thinking of. So what I was thinking though is you could say, okay, she still loved her children, but the ratio of what's most important changed because ultimately, I guess, the fruit / chakra / infinite Tsukuyomi, so the power things took priority over her children. That's why she's gonna fight them, because she wants to keep doing her thing at the cost of her children. She's gonna take their chakra back. So power became the priority, whereas perhaps it wasn't before. But then the question is, okay, why does she want power? What's her reasoning?
Well,
and I'm just looking at like your number 2, which is Love and
Yeah,
Earth. That's the
exactly.
place she's
So it's gonna go
staying.
to.
So that could argue. And I said this one argues probably the most accurate to the manga, and also would apply to the anime too. But like, because why does she care? Because if she just wants power, nothing more. If that's truly the reason why, she could just go to another planet. But you have, assuming that's true though, the only other explanation would be she just knows the Earth is strong and that she could just keep reusing it for chakra. But like, is that the reason? Really? It could be. It would make sense per se, but that's definitely the most boring one.
Well, yeah, I agree. But it does. Kaguya does have a line with Tenji before she devours the fruit. When she's looking up at the stars at night, Tenji goes to her side. Kaguya says that she desires above all else true peace. That's what she wants. That's her goal, her dream. She says that to Tenji.
Which you could say she's lying, but I don't think she was.
No, I think that she was being vulnerable.
Her definition
in that
of that, she could be referring to the Atsuki. She could be referring to whatever, but I think like the statement itself is true.
But it doesn't seem like that's what she wants afterwards, because she's like enslaves all humanity. It doesn't seem like the same idea.
But it's also
Which
like
what she means again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she's an alien. So we are drawing comparisons to like humanity and her whatever the hell she is, but she is still an alien. So like her perspective on what peace looks like could be fundamentally different than ours.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she's talking to Tenji. I would imagine because she's saying it to Tenji, it would be Tenji's version of peace. And Tenji is at war with the land of that, so that also kind of works with that. Also for the audience, it just works for the audience understanding it, unless they're going to do something with that way later down the line, of which they didn't know at the time. But
from Kaguya's perspective, she wouldn't even know that they have a conception of peace if they're like, all she would know is that they're at war. For all she knows, they've always been at war. They
well, if you take Payne's ideology, then that means they understand it better than anyone.
Okay.
By the way, I do want to say, because you're saying the alien thing, when I was saying Otsutsuki earlier, I was specifically referring to those who devour the chakra fruit rather than the aliens that haven't done that yet, such as Kaguya. So Kaguya technically, quote unquote, becomes an Otsutsuki when she devours the chakra fruit. Or at least that's what like Ishiki is saying to Code. When you devour it, you no longer are human. You become an Otsutsuki. Obviously, that's different in Code's case because he's literally physically, biologically human, as opposed to Kaguya, who's literally physically, biologically.
Kaguya already was clearly an Otsutsuki. I mean, she's literally just like opening her eyes wider and lightning bolt zapping people.
Exactly. But what I meant by Otsutsuki was like the ones that devour the chakra fruits. They're the heartless ones that are after the power or whatever. Kaguya seemingly isn't that until she devours the chakra fruit.
I mean, I just don't know how that's possible. Because like, what didn't she have like a conversation pre-fruit? I'm going off of memory, to be fair. Didn't she have like a conversation pre-fruit with somebody where she's like, she's talking about like where she comes from? She's like looking up at the sky and she's like, yeah, like I come from there or something like that, and people like I can never go back, or I don't know if she said that to Hagoromo or she said that to like Tenji or whoever his name was, but I guess my point is like she did come to Earth.
She doesn't want to know about where she came from, but
that
like
could
she
be...
came to Earth with Ishiki. She was supposed to be a sacrifice, but then she betrayed him. I would imagine she did that for a reason. So I think and because she did that, I think that's probably what's going to prompt like the other Otsutsuki to come at some point for the harvest. So if she doesn't do that, then the others don't come, and then she doesn't really have like that issue or problem to deal with. But she did it anyways. And my point is that I think she's always wanted power ever since Ishiki got packed up, because power would be inevitable for her to deal with the consequences of her doing that to Ishiki, which would be her facing like Momo, Kinshiki, and Urashiki.
Yeah. So you do think when she said that line about how she can never return, you think she's already betrayed Ishiki?
So my number one problem is I'm going off of memory, and the order, like the sequential order of events, is kind of taking me aback.
Yeah.
Taking me aback. But so I can't really parse it like I would if I knew the sequential order of like when she made that statement. But I would assume in the anime, like when we're getting that all of that, I assume she's already packed up Ishiki.
Okay.
Like by the time she's dealing with Tenji and all that stuff, I think Ishiki's already like gone. Maybe, but I would have to look at the manga and see like what kind of robe she was wearing, because it looks like she looked like her post chakra fruit version. But I'm not. Again, I'm going off of memory when she packed
No,
up Ishiki.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Mello. I completely agree. I think that like she betrayed Ishiki. So like let's hypothetically, I can't recall as well. I can't remember like the exact timeline of events. But let's just say like Ishiki and Kaguya show up to Earth. They're supposed to sacrifice Kaguya to the Ten Tails, and Ishiki's supposed to eat the chakra fruit, and she revives using the karma. Like that's the plan. That's like their go-to. That's what it's all about. So Ishiki can be super powerful. Kaguya betrays Ishiki right off the jump, or like they're about to get into it, and she betrays him, and he's like defeated, and he hides away in Jigen, blah 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 blah. He's away, and then she's like, you know what? Now that I have like this world, these people, and I can actually like live my own life, let me try something. And she tries it, and she eventually, you know, all that other stuff happens where she's like, what do I do in this moment? Like I have to save my children, I have to save the people I love, but in doing so she loses her humanity, or like according to the theory, of course. But like that would be the thing, is that like, yeah, she already betrayed Ishiki long time ago. Like they were in the process of, you know, getting the Ten Tails out there, and then that's why they have that big it becomes the ghetto statue or whatever, and it doesn't stay the Ten Tails. They have to like unleash it or whatever. And then yeah, but it's even weirder that Ishiki just doesn't pull up as Jigen like confronting Kaguya, but I guess he's just too weak at that point. But anyways, yeah, to answer your question, Mello, it's like that's already happened after Ishiki. I think I don't know the exact timeline.
Yeah, so like if she packed up Ishiki before eating the chakra fruit, then that would explain why she's seeking power, and it would be like, okay, well she needs power because Momo's gonna come and they're gonna try to get the harvest, so she needs power to deal with them and they're heartless and blah blah blah. If she packs them up like before that don't even make sense, because like how do you even make a fruit without a sacrifice? Anyways, that's an aside, I guess.
Well, to be fair, that also doesn't make sense anyway, since the chakra fruit is supposed to take like 1,000 years or something.
Yeah, I don't fucking know with that. But but if she, for whatever reason, packed up Ishiki post eating the chakra fruit, then I guess my point is, like you said, she ate the fruit and that's what made her want power. I think what made her want power is packing up Ishiki. And if she packed Ishiki up before the fruit, that would just lead credence to that. But yeah, I don't know the sequential order. So yeah,
I do think it's possible that she could have been. She was so confident that she was going to do it, that she was planning it, that she knew she was going to do it. Like, tomorrow, I'm going to do it. So I'm just telling you now that I can't go back, because she's already accepted that it's going to happen. Could be also.
I don't
like
think she lost
way.
her. I don't think the chakra fruit like robbed her of her humanity. I think what it did is just add things on. Like, it's say her humanity, say her love is what we're tethering her alienness to our humanity to, or whatever the fuck. That was an interesting sentence I just said. Let's say her love is her humanity. Period. Okay, cool. Say that love is just like, I don't know, a grain of salt in a dish, in like a cauldron of like, I don't know, potatoes and carrots and whatever the fuck. I think the potatoes and the carrots is what the chakra fruit gives her. They add on. It doesn't take anything away from her. I think it just gets drowned out by all the addition. But I don't think it like there's a subtraction at play at all from the fruit. There's nothing but additions.
Yeah, so like
I
it's
think her love is
basically
clearly still there. It's just like she has other priorities because the fruit added other things to her.
I can see that. Okay, yeah. So it's almost like overriding it to an extent. It's still there, but there's more important things now. I like that. I think that's probably the best, because I'd say that's the same with Sasuke. Sasuke still cared about Team 7, but he cared more about Itachi, so he left the village. Same idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Because obviously Kaguya was still, like, in pain and crying and hurt by all these things. Of She felt betrayed by her children, all these things. Clearly that's coming
Yeah.
from a place of love, where she's feeling that pain. Um,
And not
but
even
the
just love, just emotions in general. Like even
emotions, yeah.
like just what Hamaru was saying, like he could feel his mother's emotions and like what she was thinking. She
Exactly.
was just a woman who was afraid for her children. That's so very human.
Mhm.
Especially the era in which they were in, I would imagine. Women didn't have many recourse, I would imagine. So like that's very yeah. So I don't think she was robbed of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about choices. You know what I mean? She could have chosen to die. You know, she could have chosen to lose or get defeated, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? But she was like, there is power out there. There is power for me to consume, for me to get. You know what I mean? And we make the Sasuke comparison, is that like he could have stayed in the village, but there's other ways to get stronger, maybe even faster ways to get stronger. You know what I mean? Ways for him to improve and to fight and to take on what his goal was, which was to kill Itachi. And so for this, it's kind of like eating that chakra fruit isn't. She doesn't want power. She wants, well, quote unquote. I'm just, I'm talking. I'm making my own assumptions that like she wants her own life because for so long she's been just being consumed by the 10 tails and revived and dying and like over and over again, however many times, I don't know. But she wants her own life, and then she gets her own life. Well, she betrays Ishiki, she gets her own life. That life, that new thing, is at jeopardy of dying or like getting killed. She could die with it or eat the chakra fruit and save it, but then she loses like her love, her like the way that she used to be. You know what I mean? You can't be all good and all powerful. It's like you can be all powerful, but you have to lose something to gain it. You know what I mean? Or she could have stayed good and died, and then not just be all powerful.
Something you said there could work really well. So if we assume she just was like she wanted her own life, she was sick of the Otsutsuki, so on. Something that could be kind of ironic but work well is if she felt as though she was basically a slave to the Otsutsuki, or perhaps Ishiki specifically, or Momoshiki specifically, or just the clan as a whole. Is she felt like she was a slave to that? And the irony is she basically made humanity her own slave when she ate that fruit, became like a dictator. So it's kind of like tragic. Like when you look at it, he's like, oh man, like she became the villain that she wanted to escape from in that pursuit. Assuming that's all true. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this 3 is actually a 3 and then a 3.5 because it is 2 different things. Kaguya loving her children is the part that Mello likes. I like this bottom interpretation of Kaguya loves her children, and she knew she had to sacrifice that love for her children out of her love for her children. So that's to say her love was more selfless for her children than it was selfish for herself, because she was willing to give that up to protect her children or for the sake of her children out of that love, which I think would be cool. But either way, I think it's really good either way.
I like that. I like that interpretation very much. Like,
Yeah.
I love you so much, I'm going to destroy you to prevent you from suffering. Like, it's kind of wicked, but like you see this. I think in like Y2K, like the new millennium, when people thought the world was going to end or whatever, or even 2012, like people were like taking out certain family members to spare them the horrors of whatever they expected to come down the pike. You can look at that and say, oh, that's awful. Like you hate them or whatever, but like that's like an extreme version of love. It's like
kind
drinking
of
too much water. Water can be good for you. Drink too much, you drown. Love is good
exactly
for you. You go too far, it can destroy you.
kind of what Naruto, or sorry, what Hinata did to Naruto in the last movie. Naruto confesses his love. Hinata basically breaks his heart and goes away with Toneri.
Yeah, yeah, that's another great example. 100%. So yeah, I like that interpretation for sure.
Okay, cool. That being said, I do think it's that Kaguya just continued to love her children. You could say it's an anime versus manga difference is a possibility if you want to go with that, but either way. I do think that, Mello, you would like the first interpretation here, is that Kaguya, maybe she started heartless if she's just going to be like any other Otsutsuki, but regardless, Tenji is what she fell in love with. And it's Tenji's humanity, something she's never seen before, that changed her mind. And that's what made her do everything that she did.
You
Because
think it was
Tenji
him?
was human, and I don't mean biologically. And then obviously her children would also be human, or at least have humanity, so she would love the humanity aspect in them.
I get what you're saying. I think it might have been a little bit combination of things, but yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Yeah, we're on
Yeah,
the
well,
same page.
obviously, all this to say we obviously don't have to choose one. These are just the three things that Kaguya could have
Yeah,
loved:
yeah.
Tenji, the Earth, or her children. Could be
That
all
that
three. Could be. Who
that
knows?
servant woman who got arrowed down or
I know.
downed by the arrows. I think she definitely played a role as well. But I think it was like a combination. It was like a group team effort,
Yeah.
for sure to kind of get her. But at the end of the day, I think she was just a product of her her nature and her nurture,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
If anything, I feel like Kaguya low-key liked Aino more than she did Tenji. The way she was freaking out. at Aino's death.
That girl, bro, who died. That's the moment that set her off the deep end.
Literally. Because, I mean, you'd have to keep in mind, Tenji never died. Tenji was just wrapped up in the Divine Tree. In fact, your interpretation is cool, but I do feel like, or at least what I felt when I was watching the Kaguya filler, and this might be in large part due to the music, but every time I watch it, it feels like the war around the whole situation is so insignificant to Kaguya, it means literally nothing, as she's only concerned with the Divine Tree and the Otsutsuki. And all that other stuff is just background noise she's basically tuning out.
Well, none of them are like a threat to her. They only even remotely become a threat is because her children are siphoning her chakra.
Yeah,
She's
so
like
not
in
in
a
terms of
weakened
physical
state.
threat, I mean in terms of like caring, like mentally attaching herself emotionally, any of that. So that's to say, I don't think that she
That's what I
necessarily
mean.
did care about Tenji, but Tenji obviously
Mhm.
loved her. It's not to say that she didn't, but it's at least the interpretation I got.
I think Kaguya. I think there's a difference between like what she wanted, like like she wanted to branch away from the Otsutsuki. I just don't think she was capable of it, and I think that bore itself out in the results. Like, yeah, like you can want to lose weight, but like some people just aren't mentally at a place where they're like they can execute on that desire, and I think that's kind of like the same with Kaguya. I think she wanted to rebel against her society and her culture and her nature and her nurture. But at the end of the day, everything that she is, everything she was a byproduct of those things. So it would take an extraordinary individual to be able to like deconstruct all of that and then create something entirely new for themselves. And to do that on your own. And I think there's a combination of like like maybe all of this is kind of new to her. And this is a big assumption on my part. Like, I'm not sure how long she had that sentiment to rebel. And then also like it could
Yeah.
be a case where she's been like suffering for so long in whatever way she has been that this was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's not that like, oh, her human friends that she had grown bonds with were slaughtered and these humans are like fucking evil or whatever. It's more so like I've been dealing with so much shit and this isn't really that big of a deal, but like
Yeah.
this is the straw that literally I'm done. I'm done. Like under normal circumstances, like whatever, these like little humans, but I've gone through so much, bro. I'm tired, bro. Like I'm done with all y'all. So maybe it's just like something like that. It could be.
Yeah.
But
Because it did feel like that was the tragedy of it, almost like the irony is that there's a misunderstanding, a disconnect between two different things going on. The humans don't have a clue what's actually going on with Kaguya, but they're connecting Kaguya to their war, to their people, all these things, the land of that. They're turning it into a political situation when they don't realize the whole earth is at stake. They have no clue. But all these things are going on in the background, regardless if they know it or not. And I feel like what happened with Kaguya going to the fruit, that was inevitable. Kaguya didn't do it, in my interpretation, based on anything the humans did. Kaguya was going to go to that fruit that night and devour the fruit regardless. And all the war stuff, that was just insignificant. There's nothing they could have done to have stopped Kaguya, but they didn't realize that was the true the war or the conflict they should have been going after the whole time. It wasn't the land of that, and they shouldn't have had that internal conflict between each other, because the real enemy, quote unquote, was right beneath their very eyes. They just had no idea. Not that they could have done anything about it, but you know.
I don't want to like belabor the topic too much. I mean, it's your podcast. You do what you want to. But
I do want to add is that it feels like maybe she felt betrayed by Tenji, but it doesn't really feel like it, considering she just wraps him up in the Divine Tree like anyone else, and she just leaves him there like everyone else. Or frees him like everyone else, depending on how you would consider that. But at the very least, he doesn't seem like he's around afterwards.
What makes you think she was going to go for that tree?
Wasn't she doing that anyways? Because I don't think she
remember.
Yeah, it
flees.
just seems like she's always staring at the tree. They comment on how she's always looking at that tree, always looking at that tree, and so on.
But I mean, like that night specifically, like if you remove the context of everything that happened, you think no matter what, she was gonna go for the fruit that night?
I'd have to go rewatch specifically the scene where she decides to go. If Aino
fair.
said, "Oh, they're coming after us. We gotta go, Kaguya." But it feels like Kaguya. I mean, she's leading Aino towards the tree. So I mean, they're obviously going to the tree. But the question is, why is Kaguya going to the tree? Is it because the humans are coming after her, or is it because she was going to go devour the tree regardless?
I think it's because of humans.
I have to just rewatch the arc to be for sure.
Yeah,
I
I'd have
guess.
to rewatch. But if there's something you remember in particular, I could be easily forgetting something
Yeah.
of that.
Can you point to like who do you think has more chakra than Kaguya in the verse?
Shiba, maybe.
Potentially.
Bro, no,
I mean,
not
Shiki.
Shiba. That's a cop out, bro. That's a cop out.
Oh,
You think Boruto has more
do you
chakra
count
than
the
Kaguya?
Tin Tails?
well, based off Naruto's
well, she's like a
statement,
Jinchuriki.
Kaguya
I guess
has
we'll have to
more
wait until end of
chakra.
Well, I guess
series.
she is the Tento. Okay, do you think Boruto
No, but
TBV
Naruto
has more
says that
chakra
she
than
has.
Kaguya?
What
No.
Naruto says that when Black Setsu absorbs chakra from the infinite Tsukiyomi into Madara to bring Kaguya back, he says that chakra, just the infinite Tsukiyomi chakra, was greater than Ten Tails.
Which doesn't
Madara
make
has
sense
the Ten
anyways.
Tails, and then they absorb all that chakra, and then she later on absorbs even more from the infinite Tsukiyomi.
Well, yeah, but that's
That's what
after
I'm
using
saying.
like all her chakra anyways.
True.
She has like 2 reserves of like fuck you chakra. It's like kind of crazy. But
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like Jigen's, like I made this point in like the video I had made, at least the script. I don't remember if I published the video, but like Jigen as like Ishiki's vessel could like last for at least, what was it, 48 hours, at least 24 hours. Whereas like Madara, who is, I would imagine, stronger than Jigen, in my opinion. I'm just the human Jigen. I'm sure Madara Uchiha Jinchuriki is stronger, and he was about to blow up. So I don't know. I don't even think Ishiki had more chakra, bro.
Well, to be fair, Mello, what if I told you becoming the Ten Tails Jinchuriki is only a baby amp? What if I told you that? What would you say if I told you that?
In comparison to what? How's it compared to something?
Power scaling.
In comparison to power scaling.
Yeah.
So
like if you're doing a
so if
tier
it's a
list,
baby
Mello, you
amp,
have Madara and Ten Tails Madara. It's a baby amp. You have them like side by side with each other. Would you agree with that statement?
I plead the fifth.
On a
I plead the
podcast.
But what's
Well.
something Goose said? Would you answer that? Would you agree or disagree with that?
Say it again. I'm sorry. Repeat it.
Ten Tails is a baby amp.
Yeah, I think so. That could be funny.
Well, Sage of Thickcast would
relative
like
to
silly
what?
Goose.
Wait. So it's the 9 tails of baby amp?
An even babier amp.
It's the
I
stupid.
mean, if that's what you would
Infant.
classify it, but yeah, it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but that could be a good like yeah, sure, why not?
Well, I mean,
what
I mean,
amp in
like
the
I know when I
verse-
watched Obito absorb the 10 Tails for the first time, and they were like talking about how strong he was. I definitely got the impression it was a baby amp. Negligible.
Yeah, like 1% stronger Obito over here.
Yeah, I'm falling for the Walky Talky Genjutsu. I just realized. I was wobbling like a
that
Mortal
long?
Kombat character, ready to get fucking finished. Okay, I'm like, no, I'm not falling for the bait.
We're
I
just
disagree.
quoting other people.
We love doing that around here. I bet you certain B probably just I don't know for sure. I haven't looked, but just click to see attachment. It would be surprised if you like posted when it was stated.
Chichi.
Okay, you did. But it would have been funny if you did.
It would be funny.
So
Yeah,
is there a
that's
distinction? I think I asked you guys this before, but I don't remember what your answer was. Is there a distinction between like chakra fruit and chakra pills?
Well,
technically, yes, but practically, we don't know. Other than
The chakra pills
fruit
come
seems to be later.
from the jutsus themselves, right? Like they absorb it and then they can turn it into those chakra pills.
Yeah,
And
but
then
at
the chakra fruit is
the
like
plan was to
don't
recreate
remember.
the divine tree and then bring that back as chakra pills.
okay.
Yeah, it just seemed like the
But yeah,
motivations were slightly different from like Naruto and Shippuden to like Boruto, in particular with like Momo and Kinshiki.
I mean, at the same time, you could just
Uh,
bypass Ten Tails entirely. I mean, you could just turn Kinshiki himself into the chakra fruit. So why do you need Ten Tails?
Exactly, just have Kinshiki put a comma on someone and turn into a fruit. Do that.
Like,
skip
why
all
did
the
they
other
do
stuff.
that? Like, why did they turn Ishiki into a fruit specifically? Like, is that a chakra fruit or is that like? Because like, I would say no, obviously, but like, it's like you're deliberately confusing your audience. I would think because there's
Oh, I
talks of
think it
fruits.
was a
There's a
chakra
chakra
fruit.
fruit, but
Oh,
then he
yeah.
turns into a meat fruit. It's like, what is going on here?
I think you can. I mean, it's just Kinshiki. Like he just eats a Kinshiki chakra fruit, whereas like the regular chakra fruit like absorbs like billions of people.
But to be fair, Kinshiki is worth more than those billions of people.
So can Momoshiki just like? So can Boruto turn Jura into a fruit?
Well,
mean,
Jura's
Well,
not
part of that
a
depends on whether Kinshiki had the
Otsutsuki. We
ability
don't know what the
to do
Ten-Tails
anything.
is.
It. I mean, does Jura not have Otsutsuki aspects? Didn't Boruto theorize that with Sumire and Sarada?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Kaguya
maybe
fused with the
now
divine
with
tree.
Toad's blood.
Can Borushiki
Because
fuse with Jura?
can Borushiki fuse with a Jura?
Yeah,
I mean,
Kaguya
why
fused with the
not,
divine
Jura
tree.
is already a Shinju.
So was the divine tree.
That's what Chichi means.
Yeah.
But it's not even just that. Like even Orochimaru, who was like human, found a way to like seal himself and like exist within other beings. So I don't know. Like it's interesting. I'll just maybe leave it at that. Find it interesting.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Orochimaru seal to come make a playback. I thought they were gonna bring Orochimaru back. What a disappointment
hope they
when
do.
I found out that they weren't gonna do nothing with that.
You'd
They
think
still
they
might.
were
They
going
might.
to.
I'm gonna hang out hope.
I hope so. I hope.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
hope
hang up
next
my
chapter.
hat on that one.
Nah, bro.
You know,
Next
like-
chapter, Orochimaru is gonna stop Kawaki from escaping, bro.
Bro, I don't like I said, I don't care as long as Orochimaru's there and he does anything. Like I don't just want him to be there, but I need him to do something. I'll be happy.
You know what? If
As long
the
as they
flash
give
forward scene, if the
Orochimaru
village is
justice.
destroyed because Orochimaru destroyed it, I'll
Yo.
forgive the past
That's-
decade.
Yo, what if?
Orochimaru,
Yo, hear me
if
out. Hear me
Ikimoto-
out. This is gonna be a little crazy. Okay. What if Orochimaru has taken over Kashin Koji as the vessel, as his new vessel, and he is Koji this entire time, and that's why he's in that particular location, and they've been hinting at it this entire
Oh my
time.
god.
I told you it'd be kind of crazy, but I don't know.
I'd be
Just
down.
just food for thought. I mean, he does move like an Otsutsuki. I don't know, bro.
Okay,
All of a
here's
sudden,
your best line of reasoning for why that is the case. We don't know how Koji healed. And when he went away, for years we were wondering, did he die? Did someone heal him? There you go. Orochimaru was behind it. The reason we haven't seen it is because it's going to be a reveal. Otherwise, we would have seen it.
Also, the Koji mindset retcon could just be Orochimaru saying stuff.
True. That
nah,
would be good.
bro.
He
So
wasn't there.
so
for
you
it.
so you shut down Koji's body, but then Orochimaru comes out because he's not affected by the shutdown code, and then he has to fight like Orochimaru. Nah, that'd be
Dude,
so
Amino versus
sick, bro.
Orochimaru, bro. That could be the coolest jutsu Ikimoto, the coolest Ikimoto never wrote scene right
Yes,
there. It could be
bro.
Amino versus Orochimaru.
Koji was Orochimaru's pawn. It was the Trojan horse.
That would be so fire, bro. And then you can maybe like rope Mitsuki in there somehow into some like interesting
Yes,
little
Amino takes
big-
Mitsuki hostage with the bomb around the neck thing that he did the shit
Yes.
out.
some like 5D chess. Like the entire time of Boruto, Orochimaru been running some 5D chess shit, and it's like coming to fruition now. I don't know, bro. It's
Toji was
interesting.
never real. It was always Orochimaru.
Bro, that would be the way to get the comeuppance on Amado. You put the bomb collar around his neck.
Oh my god. No.
That would be
Orochimaru, if
tough.
Ikimoto adapts Orochimaru's Thanos snap jutsu, bro, I will forgive all of Ikimoto's crimes.
And then you have like the connection between Jiraiya and Orochimaru, bro. I think it works, man. I think it works. Or my theory that time slip Jiraiya actually didn't get his memories removed by Sasuke via Genjutsu.
Bro, there's no way he did. There's no way Jiraiya would just
There's no
let
fucking
that
shot,
happen.
bro. I'm telling you, time slip Jiraiya is like present right now doing stuff in the scene behind the scenes, bro.
He's a
convinced of
writer.
it,
He wrote something down. There's no way he would have.
There's no
Bro
fucking
knew it
shot,
was
bro.
Sasuke day one.
Exactly, he
fucking
called him
shot,
out
bro.
for it.
And we're not even in like the right timeline. Like even in TBV. Like I was saying this when TBV like kind of like fleshed out some of the like the mysteries and stuff with prescience. I was like, how do we even know that this Boruto is the same Boruto we were following in part 1?
I agree.
I don't know, bro. Like it seems like a completely different. Like the anime is different. TBV's Boruto might be different. Like our Boruto might be the one that originally developed Uzuhiko, bro. We don't know, but he just met a death. But I would say for sure our Boruto probably has already died, and the Boruto in TBV is a completely different new version. I would say.
Oh, Mello, you might love this. You might not care. In fact, I'm going to lean towards that one, but I'm not going to say that for the possibility that you're going to love this. So, new way to connect the Boruto manga and anime. Right here. So,
No.
which also means the Jogan is canon. This is from the manga, as you can see, clearly, obviously. It's talking about the timeline, so it's got the novels, the manga, anime. It's
This is
talking
the problem
about
with
the
series,
anime
and I'm
episodes.
gonna break your heart.
Literally
break
the
your
anime
heart.
episodes. Uh-huh.
There's a major problem with this, Oodie.
Yeah, what's
It's gonna break your heart, but it's also only gonna fuel us further.
Mhm.
You
Kodachi?
realize something about this.
Kodachi?
I'm gonna slowly lead you in.
Is it Kodachi?
Yeah, this is Kodachi's manga. Because look at the times, the chapters in the timeline of the anime and everything. This is Kodachi's manga.
Bro, I have never in my life seen two people so compatible with each other like you and Kamui as content creators. Like the fact that he thought he had to slow walk you through it and you immediately knew what he was thinking is insane. Like you guys are so in sync. Like you're like perfect for each other. Like I don't know how you found each other, but it's like amazing.
Also, by the way, what is some of this art? Why is Damon fighting Shoujoji? What is this?
What?
What?
And who gave Mitsuki
Wait a minute.
glasses?
Wait a minute.
What?
What is that?
Hold on. We gotta
Look
go
at
back. Can you
Momoshiki's
go pull
bug
up-
eyes.
Yeah, I was wondering who's that lady in the middle there, bro. That's Momoshiki.
Man.
That looked like a librarian
Okay,
that's mad that you're talking too loud or something.
Wait,
bro.
who is the
Freaking
girl next to
Hidari over here.
Momoshiki, though? Who's the girl next to Momoshiki, like on the left? Like the
Yeah,
front
That
one.
is not that is not Momoshiki, bro.
Is that Kaguya?
This is who is it? The like let down your hair lady from the towers, Entangled or whatever.
Also, is that
I-
Boruto with like a weird face? Like, what is?
I have no idea.
What is this? Is this
Look at
this?
this.
Yeah, this is not real, bro.
I
These character
Boruto
models aren't
and
even.
Kagura
No, these character models
blushing.
not even on model.
Who
This
is
is
this
fake.
person?
Bro,
Wait, who's the
freaking
person above
freaking
that on the right?
Naruto is it's Orochimaru's son.
Wait, who's in the top right corner? Who is that person with the buck teeth? Sandy G.
With the fish face.
Sandy fucking
They look like they're from the Fairly Odd Parents. Okay, we need to find this Shoujoji.
Why do they
fight
all
panel,
look like
though.
they're on fucking drugs, bro? What is wrong with Momoshiki's eyes? What the fuck is going on?
But
Where
when
did
you
y'all
scroll
find
back
this
down
again?
the Shoujoji panel, we need to find this.
What
is this?
Freaking
Is this
Damon
like
out
Sarada
here.
kicking him? Like what? Go to chapter 15. Search chapter 15.
Wait. So,
Can do that.
just as what we were talking about earlier. So you said that somebody said Boruto doesn't have more chakra than Kaguya.
Boruto?
Who
I
said
don't see
that?
why he would.
I said he doesn't.
Okay. Does anyone?
Unless
have
you're
more
gonna
chakra
say
than Kaguya?
Momoshiki doesn't through karma, Boruto does.
I was gonna
That's
say
the only
Ishiki.
possible
That would be it. But
Ishii. Okay. Interesting. I'm just curious. Okay. Damn,
It's
Boruto.
effectively
I did
possible
say
that
10
Shiki does,
tails.
but-
Steel. Damn, Boruto.
What came out of my mouth was 10 tails. What I was thinking was the divine tree. Kamui, are you less anti-Oodie to that answer?
Oh, like as having more chocolate than Kaguya.
Yeah.
Well, okay, okay, that could work. However, given that Madara absorbs that divine tree, and then there's like that massive ambit Kaguya is presented as stronger, it does paint the picture that Kaguya would still have more based on that, but it's less direct.
Okay, no, I have a definitive answer, Kamui. In fact, it's not just a little bit. This entity has magnitudes more chakra than Kaguya. The original chakra fruit that Kaguya took a single bite out of. That thing was loaded with chakra. It's brimming with power. It's glowing a bright white.
Minato's flash to white jutsu orb there.
Literally,
Like
Kaguya took
Kaguya.
one bite and got all that chakra. Bro, imagine how much chakra's in that thing.
Wait, can Boruto turn Kawaki into a chakra fruit?
Did you say that again?
Can Boruto TBV turn Kawaki into a chakra fruit?
Here's my problem with that.
I
What
don't think so,
happens
no.
to the scientific ninja tech? Because if Kawaki's entire body is scientific ninja tech, rather than scientific ninja tech is embedded throughout his entire body, then can you turn Kawaki's body into a chakra fruit as opposed to other people's
No,
bodies?
but he's also 100% Otsutsuki and 0% ninja tech based on how percentages work.
Well,
How do you
Kinshigi
get
was
to
under
100%?
Otsutsuki. By the way, let's
Who
ignore
does-
that Shinjutsu don't work on Otsutsuki, so that means Momoshiki didn't do a Shinjutsu there. So
That's not
Momoshiki
true.
has
Only
ninjutsu.
only omnipotence. It's not all Shinjutsu don't work on Otsutsuki.
That's dumb.
Isn't
Okay, I agree. If
Kokugan
omnipotence
using
is
Shinjutsu?
the case, it should be all Shinjutsu, but that's just isn't the case. We know that's not the case.
What was that, Mello?
No, I was saying like, doesn't the Daikokuten, isn't that Shinjutsu?
Yeah.
It is.
And he was going to use that on part 1 Boruto at the end.
It was 100% Otsutsuki. Like, it works on
Yeah.
him.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Boruto was 100% Otsutsuki at that point. So how was
Yeah,
Daikokuten
okay.
working on him?
yes, I guess it does.
Also,
work
like
on
Boruto
Otsutsuki.
teleported Ishiki away with a space-time portal from Karma. You could put
Yeah.
Karma on Otsutsuki.
Well, to be fair, I
technically,
wouldn't
seemingly.
necessarily put the teleportation as a Shinjutsu per se. Could be though.
Well, it depends. I guess Koji calls it a ninjutsu in a way. It's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
What other?
But it's also
topics
stupid if they're immune to
were you guys-
Shinjutsu but not ninjutsu.
Oh, bro.
It's just weird.
What other topics were you guys talking about before I got here? Just out of curiosity.
Well,
What's the
streaming for
funny
like a
thing
billion
that
fucking
Goose came into that we were doing?
Okay.
oh, right. Well,
It's
okay. Well,
nonsense,
see, Mello, I was trying to filter out all the things that you wouldn't care about, whereas Kamui wasn't doing that.
Yes.
Funnily enough, we were talking about how Ramen Guy has more chakra than Kaguya.
Well, I mean, this is
Specifically the
the,
guy with the cheat on his
Wait, didn't he
jacket.
get like 6 paths powers? The ramen guy, at some point. I'm pretty sure I saw that panel.
Yeah, it's the stage 6
100%
balls.
canon. Exactly. The Sage of 6 bowls. That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. That's a good one.
That's tough.
Mello, would you like
That's
it more or less if instead of Hinata versus Pain, it was the Ramen Guy versus Pain?
good.
Oh, we can go
That's
through all
actually,
of the
bro,
options.
Actually, bro, I actually think, bro, the ramen guy could have. I think he could have distracted Pain way more than Hinata did, personally. Because Pain would have been like, man, what the fuck is this? You guys disrespect me so much. You brought your shopkeep out to handle me, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That's what took
bro.
him so long to do the almighty push. He was getting a bowl of ramen.
I like the idea. He's just trying to like slide down the crater, and he just like loses footing, like trips and falls halfway down.
I guarantee if they had a
local
ramen
chef.
break in the middle of Talk no Jutsu, things would have been figured out way earlier.
No,
That
I'm thinking
would've been
instead
cool.
of like Hinata coming up behind Pain to like hit him with gentle biz, the ramen guy throws a chopstick and like Pain dodges
Yeah.
that.
Wait. Naruto shows up, right? Arms crossed. He's sensing Kakashi. Like, where's Kakashi? He's not in the village. He's sensing the ramen man's death. Like he doesn't care about anybody else when he shows it. The first thing he does is make sure the ramen man is okay. And then Tsunade does the
Is the ramen guy somewhere in another village serving ramen?
Right. Tsunade does the look away, and then he's like, I understand now.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's not because of Jiraiya or Kakashi or his village. It's like, no, the ramen man got clapped.
No,
Y'all-
Jiraiya doesn't die to pain. It's the ramen guy who pain kills, and that's who, like, Naruto's gonna understand Sasuke because of losing the ramen guy.
I love it.
And then the ramen man shows up, and then he gets packed, like, officially, and then he, like, unlocks Nine Tails. That's how it happens. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, ramen
That's
guy's
tough.
crawling towards Naruto for his final words. Instead of repeating Naruto's ninja way back to him, he's just like, just one more bite, like old times.
Yeah. He's crawling to Naruto, and he's being like, "You still owe me like $500 for like those last. Your tab is not closed."
Naruto, my boy. Yes, Mr. Ramen Man. Yes. Your tab is still open.
It's still open. You still owe me.
So you know how Pain's like, it's just like this.
She's still running things.
You know how Pain was
man.
like, it's just like this, and my parents were killed before my eyes. So just rewrite when Naruto says that, like, Sasuke, like, Iruka's like a father, change it. He says the ramen guy's like a father, so we have that scene. And then he's like, it's like this one. It's so right. Teuchi's gonna be like, reaching into his pocket to give Naruto
What's that
like,
dude's
Naruto,
name?
I never gave you my
Teuchi.
lifetime coupon at the Pain
Teuchi.
kills him.
Ichiraki? Is that his name? Ichiraki Ramen or whatever? I don't fucking remember.
Teuchi is his name.
Teuchi.
Naruto, who's
Teuchi,
just like
okay.
this when that bread guy I took the bread from. Duh.
Nah, that would be so sick. Like, I
That-
want that scene. This is why I want, like, old man Naruto, like, in some random village, long since retired, and, like, he's just enjoying a bowl of ramen. Some, like, hooligans show up and rough up the place, like, robbing people, and he just pulls out the chopsticks and just deals with them, like, on some old man shit. That shit would be so cold, bro. Give me old man Naruto, please. Thank you.
With the
That would be funny.
chopstick.
Back
I
in
can
my
imagine
day, kids
Ayame
had more
joining,
respect.
just like throwing frying pans and
Ooh,
rolling.
give me my prime Naruto, I beg of you. Please, give me my Gojo Naruto, bro. That's all I ask. God, bro. That's all I want to see, bro. I want to see base Naruto just like don't even no, I don't even want to get started.
Now, I'm with you. I'm with you, Mello. I need to see base Naruto do something, bro. It's been too long. I thought they were gonna have Sage Naruto versus Code before he got
Okay, I'm glad
Bro,
he got the
yes.
limiters removed.
I was gonna say,
Yes,
you weren't
that would've
happy
been
when Sage
fantastic.
Naruto did nothing to go dark.
Oh my god! And then they hyped it up too, like the wisdom of whatever the fuck, the power of wisdom, and then he does fuck all. I was like, now why the hell would you do that to me? Like, not you guys, not the fan base, me personally. He did that to me personally. Okay,
With shadow
that was
clones,
dope.
by the way.
I was looking
He
forward
had
to it,
extra
man.
stocks.
Yeah, he was set up, bro. Like, come on, this is what I'm.
He had
talking
Shikamaru
about, bro.
backing him. It would have been colder if they had the whole Sasuke retrieval arc crew backing him up,
Oh my!
just in
that would
case.
be fire.
Yes.
No.
That's
a
what
great idea.
that's what I was thinking.
Place.
That would be so sick, bro.
Obviously, Naruto gets the ones, to start it off, and then obviously he has to reload for another Sage mode, and then he has to let everybody else hold him off while he recuperates and stuff, and then he gets active again. That's what I was thinking was going to happen, but it ended up Boruto had to die.
It's not just bug. Like, Code brings outers and they do the one-on-one thing. So Choji's like, I'll take this guy, and then it's Hanabi because I'll take this guy, and then Shikamaru and Kiba and all. They just each take one.
By the way, remember when
could you
Naruto
imagine
could enter
what that
Sage
would-
mode instantly in the war arc? He's just sitting down and meditating here for 5 minutes to go into Sage mode.
And then the fact that he
Maybe
could just have his
maybe he's
clones
getting
gather
more power.
nature energy instead of sitting there for 10 minutes.
Oh god.
Maybe he's gathering more energy. You never
By
know.
the
You
way,
never know.
the Nine Tails doesn't hate him anymore, let alone he doesn't have the Nine Tails. Why doesn't he just have Ma and Pa on his
Because
shoulders?
I know.
They're dead. Are they still
That's a
kicking?
good
They're
idea.
still.
Listen,
Ah,
they
Because it
can
well.
be
doesn't look
dead.
cool.
He can have Gamakichi's kids on his shoulders.
But those
Exactly.
toads live forever. They live for a while.
That's
I
true.
know, like
too.
Fukasaka and them are, yeah, they're not dying. But Naruto had so many solutions and chosen none of them.
Nah, that would have been so
If-
sick if he used Ma and Pa, bro. And then if he had like the Sasuke retrieval people, like imagine what that would do for Code's profile. They had to like tag team him with that crew and still couldn't pack him. Like,
That
bro,
would
it
be
just
cool.
would have been a win for everybody, bro.
Especially if
definitely
the
would have
whole
been a
code
showdown
was
to talk about.
theoretically go
Especially
toe-to-toe
because there
with
was
the
so much speculation
Naruto.
about it.
I think
Yes.
Damon probably would have had to get involved then, though.
Damon
Like, more
was
so than he
involved,
was.
except he wasn't actually, which is such a shame.
Yeah, more so than he was. Like that, and that would have been a slaughter, bro. So
Oh no.
If they wanted to do the Naruto gathering nature energy for like 10 years of being late thing in a way that I could possibly maybe accept, this is the only thing I could accept. Is you know how in the Sasuke fight, Kurama just like there's a clone of Kurama avatar that gathers all quote unquote all of the nature energy in the area, and that's when he gets that huge Ten Tails level power up, and he gets the Ashura mode avatar with the 3 heads and all that. So Naruto is gonna do the same thing. He's gonna gather all the nature energy in the Elite Village before going. If he said that, I can accept it. Even though we
Do you
wouldn't get
think,
the fight, at least we know what he did.
Gather it on the way. Jiraiya could do it. He had freaking imperfect sage mode. You lost your 9 tails. Kurama told you you're not invincible anymore. This is your new highest, most powerful form. You're not gonna try and make it better? Oh, come on.
bro was never invincible with Nine Tails either way. But like,
At least
do you
he
think the
could
Nine Tails could
heal.
teach? Do you think the Nine Tails could teach Himawari Sage Mode? He was there when Naruto learned it.
Shoot, the Nine Tails
I
knows
think they're
Sage
done
mode.
with Sage mode. I think they're not using
You
that
think
no
so?
more. Yeah,
It's
I think
so
it's,
cool,
I
though,
agree.
bro.
They're dumb at making Mitsuki strong too. So
if anything, he could teach her how to use her Byakugan more efficiently. But to actually like get Sage mode on top of that, they're not doing that. At least I don't think. I think
Well,
they're,
keep in mind, the Nine Tails
Why would Kurama
knows
know how to
Sage
do
mode.
that?
It can just do
Why
Sage
would
mode
Kurama
on its
know how to
own.
make her Byakugan more efficient?
yeah,
like-
true.
Cause, well, he knows Baryon Mode too. Like, I don't know. I feel like just some kind of chakra fusion, like some fusion state. Cause that's how I view Baryon Mode or Sage Mode, like a fusion state for them in this verse, like a Dragon Ball. So like something like that, I think could be pretty cool.
I
forgot
can't
about
wait
Baryon
for them
mode,
to
though.
explain why she's gonna have an infinite Baryon mode for free that's not gonna have any consequence. I can't wait to see
I know.
that
I'm still
explanation.
waiting for that too.
Can't wait.
Cause her like she's obviously going to get a Baryon Mode, bro. Like I think it's pretty clear. I'm just interested to see if she gets like a cloak, like a golden cloak or something like that. I don't see why she wouldn't, but
I mean,
like-
she'll get like the Kurama cloak or whatever when she masters or like has access to that mode or whatever. But I don't think she's gonna get Baryon mode.
you don't think so?
No, I think that I think they should just leave that for Naruto. It's like a sacrifice. It's more so like an emotional impact of a moment. I don't think, because what's stopping from Himawari doing that to herself? Like having her own like kind of like thing.
What do
Not
you mean?
using Kurama. Well, Kurama said that like her and him are like basically the same. So maybe she will get like a Baryon mode, but it's like more so her own rather than using Kurama to do it.
For me, I think if she gets a Baryon Mode, like whatever negative side effects would just not exist with her because of their like her natural affinity for Kurama. So I guess it would be like
if you're gonna do that, you would just say they're so affinitized, made up that word, that they basically are already in a Baryon mode. But
I think
they haven't said that yet.
I might be giving them too much credit, and in fact, I will go out on a limb and say I absolutely am. But I think Baryon Mode wasn't really Naruto's form at all. It was just, hey, here's what Himawari is going to get in the future, but we're just going to show it now so you can see it. It's actually Himawari's form.
Well, I mean,
and
that could
Naruto
be
is just, like,
interesting.
the preview.
It's a
Something
pretty
like
big setup, but I think like obviously it's Kurama's Baryon mode. It's his ability to use it. Naruto's just his Jinchuriki who obtains it and utilizes it. But I think it works better as an emotional send off for Kurama and like obviously to depower Naruto and Sasuke at the same time. But I think her getting her own Baryon mode could be really interesting. I think that could be really cool, especially because, like you said, she has more affinity towards Kurama, and like they just mesh so much better. It just Kurama wouldn't die like he died before. He would just stay a part of her system or like a part of her, so to speak. I do like that. I think it's a natural progression of like the next generation getting stronger or like having that ability. I just don't know if we'll ever get to that. But that is interesting.
I think that'd be
Well,
cool
going
instead of
back
like
to Baryon
the
mode.
tails. I think her hair could be like the Baryon mode little tails. That could be pretty sick too. And then that plays into like Kushina and stuff. So
Yeah,
could be nice.
especially because they cut Naruto's hair. Like obviously, yeah. I think that's cool. I like that. I like that usage of the hair.
So
Going
basically,
back to
it'd be
Baryon
like
mode for a
a
minute.
super sage mode, basically. Just like none of the side
Super
effects.
sage
But
mode.
I also wanted that for Gara too. And Baryon mode for Gara, but that doesn't seem to be a thing that's happening. So
Bro,
Yeah,
yeah,
probably.
okay.
Even
hopefully
when Gara
shaky.
was written in, he's not written in. Shout out to Sandor.
Right, bro. I mean, I don't know. I just personally would have liked to see Gara fight Mitsuri, seeing as Mitsuri didn't have like an actual fight that I think was like a shonen fight. So maybe the anime, hopefully. In fact, I think if the anime ever comes back, Two Blue Vortex is probably going to be like amazing because the anime can like flesh out a lot of the problems that I'm having like with certain characters. I think I think the anime could be fantastic.
Okay.
If
so
you ask
Doug,
the
okay.
average Twitter fan, they don't want
So
the
you want
anime
it weekly,
anything.
not
They want
seasonal.
straight TV.
But yeah. You guys had any other topics? You guys good? You've been streaming forever.
Oh, I think Kamui
Proud
wanted
you
to
guys
end
are
at
still up here.
3, and it's 5:20. So
Yeah,
Oh
that was
snap!
quick.
All right.
Like to be
I
fair, this
appreciate you guys
happens
for having me
every
on.
time.
Great talk.
everyone go subscribe, Silly Goose on YouTube.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
It's a great meeting you, man.
It was great meeting you too, Mello.
I will.
All right,
have it
boys.
in
I'll catch you on the next
description
one.
and everywhere. All right, bye guys. Bye Mello. Everyone go subscribe to Mello
Bye.
too. Yay.
All right.
All right, take
Later,
care.
boys.
Peace.
All right, peace.